Mostly Matt here, and today I thought we'd do something a little bit different. I had a bit of a bad bug yesterday with Necromunda, and it kind of killed my spirit a little bit, temporarily anyway. I realised I've been playing Necromunda pretty much non-stop for about a month now, which is probably a bit unusual for me. I usually kind of rotate between 2 or 3 games. Excuse me. Usually rotate between 2 or 3 games. Yeah, I was. I've been starting to feel like I need to change this to windowed mode or something. Need to change for something new. And yeah, I haven't. Warhammer's always been my kind of Warhammer Total War has always been my kind of main game. And I usually play this predominantly, and then I kind of switch out to other things, you know, as I when I get a bit burnt out every now and again. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm probably still a bit burnt out from Warhammer too. I probably still need to leave it for a bit longer, but I thought I just dip my toe in for a quick Warhammer stream. We'll probably go back to Necromunda or something else tomorrow, but see how we go. Yeah, maybe if I run in a window. How does that work? Yeah, I don't know. But we lose volume whenever I tab out, but I guess it's not a huge deal. Anyway, so the mission for tonight. I should probably just check my deal. Yeah, that's fine. The mission for tonight is warrior priests. So I'm going to play Mortal Empires campaign.
We must preserve this world.
This is pretty loud. Yeah, maybe we should just reduce down the in-game volume a little bit. I don't know, that sounds about right, maybe. Excuse me. Yeah, so the mission is that oh, the flame's still pretty loud. Maybe turn this down a bit more. Yeah, so the mission is basically that Warhammer 2's got a bit of a hero hammer thing going on sometimes, where you can make quite powerful heroes, and yeah, warrior priests. They're not the most powerful heroes in the game, but you can get a lot of them, which is a good thing about them. So you can build them in, I think, tier 3 settlements, which are pretty easy to get pretty early in the game. Every time you build a temple to Sigma, or whatever the lowest level religious building is, that gives you access to another warrior priest. So you can kind of spam them. It's pretty expensive to do it though, because every time you build one of those temples, it costs you extra money, and it's sort of an opportunity cost of an economic building you could put there, but still, we'll see if we can stack it out. And Volkmar himself gives you increased rank of warrior priests, but also he's got a skill unlock that I think gives him extra, even more rank to warrior priests, so we can get them quite high level. Yeah, so basically the idea is that we're going to focus on warrior priests as our primary military units. We're still going to have obviously not lay soldiers as well, but the warrior priests are going to be the sort of heroes of the empire, if you will, and I'm going to focus on making squads of warrior priests to go around and crush the foe, basically. So I'm still trying to figure out this sound a little bit. Well, we missed a bit of the intro there. Sorry about that, guys. Just had to fiddle about with my stream settings a little bit. But yeah, doesn't matter. We don't care what Volkmar says. Whatever he says is not the real mission. The real mission is to enlist the help of his Space Marine Chaplain / warrior priest brothers and go around crushing the heretic. You can the good thing about warrior priests is that they have spell-like abilities once you get up a few levels, but the spell-like abilities don't use winds of magic, and their spell-like abilities can stack. So they've got like a fairly moderate to weak damage AOE magic damage attack they can do. But you can stack it up, so you can have 5 of them and do them all in the same place. Also, they have an AOE sort of attack buff to buff troops around them, and again that can stack. And then they've also got a defensive buff that gives them damage absorption, basically, or a ward save sort of thing, and that as well can stack. So basically we can make them really powerful if we put them in groups of like 4 or 5. So that's going to be kind of the plan. See if we can make some super powerful Space Marine-esque warrior priest battle squads. It actually feels quite good to be back in the world of Warhammer again. Although I'm missing my reshades from Necromunda. I never actually played with reshade before, but now that I've had it once, it's sort of, I'm missing it. So I won't worry about it for this stream, but yeah, we might see the graphics improve if we play a second episode of this campaign. Not possible. All right. If anyone has played, Warhammer 2 before, or played Empire, you'll be very familiar with this scenario. Yeah, turn 1, you move here. You're in range to attack this guy. yeah, nothing much different is going to be happening about it this time. The only other option you've got on for turn 2 is whether or not you recruit a second hero or not. A few possibilities there. It will increase the upkeep by quite a lot if we hire another general, but it will give us a lot of more kind of tactical or strategic options. And the cost is relatively low at the moment because it operates off a percentage of your army. So this is on legendary. So every time you hire a new general, the cost of all of your military put together goes up by 15%. So it's a very high amount, but because our military is so small at the moment, it's like the cheapest that it's ever going to be. So if you do want to have sort of an extra general at the start, it's probably the best time to do it. I'm tempted to just sort of fast forward through the early game by just auto-resolving the stuff, but I mean, it's the first battle of the campaign, so I guess, you know, we should fight it. But I kind of want to get onto the warrior priest part, which won't happen for a couple of hours probably, so we might not even get to any warrior priests this stream. Which would suck. Alright, didn't get a great charge in there. These enemy troops are quite weak in terms of their damage potential, so we're going to lose a few knights, but they're not going to devastate our battle lines or anything, and it kind of just disrupts their whole thing. And now we've only got sort of like a small amount of enemies coming in, a bit piecemeal, which kind of just helps us to maximize our. Yeah, this is kind of tying up all these guys, which is pretty cool. Oh, left the knights in there for too long. We're going to lose a few more of them now. Getting these surrounds on these infantry should finish them off pretty quickly, and we're just sort of keeping this hero isolated here. Yeah, so we've lost quite a few of our guys there, but that's okay. Volkmar can get in and help in here. We're trying to save our last two knights, make sure they don't get... No, they did. Alright, never mind. Alright, now we can clean up those... Now we can clean up those archers with their knights. We just managed to separate them out from the rest of the enemy infantry. Hopefully we can clean them up before they... Yeah, they're broken. Get this spearman onto this hero. They can tie him up a bit of a tar pit unit. We don't want Volkmar to face this enemy hero because this enemy hero at this point is going to be a bit more powerful than Volkmar. And we can probably pull out those swordsmen so they don't take any more damage. So we can break them. Yeah, they're broken. We can choose to either kill the leader, which will give us a bit of extra money, or we can let him escape. I might just kill the leader, I think. Might be the way to go. If these units get down under sort of 10% in health, I think they'll cease to exist on the battlefield, on the strategic map. Sorry. I think it's like if you win, then they have to get under 10%, or sorry, under 5%. I think to die. But I think if you lose, if they're under 10% unit size, they die. So yeah, it might be nice to completely destroy this army. Doesn't look like that unit's going to get destroyed. We'll see how we go. Get these units out. If we just leave the knights there, they should eventually chip away at this guy on. We'll speed up the combat, and they should eventually kill him. Get Volkmar in there to help speed things up a bit. No, the knights have got it covered. Yeah, that'll just give us a bit more a bit more experience for the knights because they'll get the experience for killing him, and we'll get a bit more money at the end of the battle as well. Yeah, it's a bit of a slow-paced game, Warhammer, so it's going to take us a while to get revved up, especially because it's on legendary, so it makes things a bit slower. But yeah, eventually the idea being, yeah, so we wiped them out. So that's what I wanted to do. I think we get a bit more money because we killed the enemy hero and a bit more experience and stuff. It was decisive, so I got the maximum amount of experience for Volkmar. So, pretty good first turn. I like to choose execute captives every time if possible, because that just at the start at least, because that gives a trait that gives you, I think it's -2 to something, or -2 to 5, something fairly low, to enemy leadership in the area. It's not that much by itself, but eventually when you get it on all of your characters, and you potentially have like 3 or 4 different generals in the same area. Kind of stacks up. We can't attack Grunberg this turn. Don't have enough movement. So we'll just sneak back into Empire. Again, if you've played Warhammer Total War before, then this will be pretty much pretty familiar to you. I like to get a couple of free company militia. At low level, free company militia are really powerful. At somewhat they drop off a little bit in usefulness later on once armor becomes a lot more prevalent. But at the start, they're definitely really good. So yeah, we're going to get this one. Hero capacity +1 for warrior priest. Hero recruit rank +5 for warrior priest. So we're kind of like trying to beeline for that. It's not going to really give us too much that's going to help us in the early game, but it's just kind of going to work into this whole warrior priest centric campaign that we're going for. Yeah, there's a few different things that are going to work in with this. Volkmar's got some warrior priest buffs. The Flagellant troops are quite good as a sort of a basic troop to get buffed by warrior priests, especially in Volkmar's army, because they have this like 12% damage reduction, and warrior priests can also buff damage reduction. So yeah, that kind of works in together, and yeah, he's got magic resistance as well. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's just for him though. But yeah, his Flagellants got 12%, so that means the Flagellants kind of work in better with warrior priests buffing in his army. And the other thing about Volkmar is that he gets plus 20% magic item drop chance. So basically, because we're going to have lots of heroes, we want to fit them out with as many items as possible. So we want to stack up magic drop chance. So we've already got a plus 20% more than all other Empire factions would get just by default on every character. So that's pretty cool. And then we'll also take obviously a wizard and try and get one that's got the plus 15% chance of getting plus 15% chance of getting I don't know if it's better to go for this one first because you get more battle wizards, or this one first because you get more warrior priests. Obviously for this one we want to go warrior priests, I guess, but I'll be going for this one as well as soon as possible to get as many heroes as we can. Got to quickly do your first round. You got to do your round of diplomacy on the first turn. Usually I just I restart until I get the diplomacy that I want. So for example, like if we just go in order of, so this one's pretty bad. Like I wouldn't normally play like I'd normally restart until I got better relations than this. You can see like Tabak Lane, distrust the Empire, distrust. Cochrane's reliable, that's okay. Sterling's defensive. Distrusts. distrusts. See, all of these Empire factions have all got malices to our diplomacy with them, so we're not going to be able to get any diplomatic trade deals or anything with any of them. Like, it's going to be really difficult, and that makes it harder to work the. I'll just get a quick trade agreement here. Might be able to get some gold as well. Maybe not. Yeah, we might want to have to attack Kislev later on to do Volkmar's quests. So we don't necessarily want to form too much of an alliance with them, but yeah, trade a little bit of extra income is always good. Quran, you can sometimes get trade if you go to war with Norska or Scalings. But yeah, not in this case. We might be able to do that later on though. Tabakland, you typically want to get a non-aggression pact with them, and also you want to try to get military access, so that when we do the quest, there's a quest that's going to come up that's in their lands. So if you get the military access, that means you don't take the malice to relations when you trespass in their lands to do the quest. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do anything with any of these other factions because they've all got this distrusts the Empire malice. It just makes it really hard to get any sort of agreements with them. The Golden Order have got Underdog, which means that they automatically have a bonus to any trade deal, any deal that you offer them, as long as you've got a higher strength rating than they do. So we might be able to get something with them. Might be able to get a bit of money, maybe. No. A little bit. So yeah, another thing that we want to do is unlock the other legendary lords. So Karl Franz is probably the easiest one to unlock. Unlocks after confederating another faction. So if we look at our elector counts map, so these are all the elector counts, all the different provinces of the Empire. So you can see that that Balthazar Gelt, the Elector of Solent, he's got fealty 7 out of 10. So they're already kind of pretty close to wanting to join with us. Once we get that to 10 out of 10, we should be able to get them to confederate with us. We've also got Helmut Feuerbach, and they have Sutzen's guns, which is a mortar unit that doesn't do friendly fire. So you can basically just fire into your own infantry with your mortars. It's really good if you're trying to stack morale debuffs, which we will be probably. So it's like morale's. It's pretty hard to work morale in Legendary because the enemies have so many buffs to their morale, and but you can, if you stack enough things up, you can actually get morale debuffs on the enemy to be effective. So the normal ones are missile fire gives them a morale debuff. Artillery fire gives them a separate morale debuff, so you can stack those both together. As I said, your leaders can get that trait that gives you sort of -2, I think it is, to enemy morale in the region. But if you've got 2 or 3 of those stacked up, that's, you might be able to potentially get another 4 or 6 from there. And then if your units are losing in combat, if they get charged in the rear, stuff like that, then all of that stuff stacks up if you kill the enemy leader. And obviously doing damage to the unit is like the single biggest thing that breaks their morale. But anyway, having the ability to just fire artillery into your own units, even if it's only one of these, it's good for extra damage to make them be like losing in combat more easily, and it's also just a debuff to morale that you can put on areas to try to make their enemy troops break. But anyway, so we're probably going to try and get Balthazar Gelt to confederate as soon as possible. Boris Todbruggen is a unique character. He's got different skills and stat lines and stuff to the rest of these elector counts, just slightly. Hey, you interviewed. No, I'm not giving up on Necromunda. I'm just taking a break. We're having some time apart, Necromunda and I. I don't know if you were watching yesterday's stream, but I did my first episode of my Aspirants campaign, where we sent our 3 unarmed Jews into battle against a deadly enemy gang, and they got wrecked. Didn't realize Manfred was considered an elect account. Oh yeah, Manfred. Well, I mean, you know, he's like, it depends which time period you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know if Manfred was. I don't think Manfred was considered an elect account, but yeah, maybe someone can correct me in the law there. But yeah, for the purposes of this, I don't think it's so much that Manfred's considered as an elect account, so much as Sylvania is considered a province. So you know, yeah, so it's a province that should have an elect account, I guess. And currently, Manfred is ruling it, but he's not like an empire elect account, obviously. But if you talk to Manfred, then it's probably a totally different story. I believe Vlad and Manfred consider themselves to be the rightful electors of Sylvania, and that they have an equal title, equal claim on the title of emperor as much as any other elect account. So, you know, I guess it's a matter of opinion. Also, Emil von Corden of the Wasteland is not actually an elect account of the empire either. This is independent province of Marienburg. I'm not sure if all of this wasteland area is actually part of Marienburg territory in the law. Yeah, I just don't know actually. So I mean, maybe it is, but yeah, I don't know. It just seems odd that that's all Marienburg territory, but maybe it is. Like Marienburg is just this town down here. But Marienburg is quite a powerful military. I think they're quite powerful militarily as well, just because they're so rich, basically. And you know, the sinews of war are infinite money, as the saying goes. So what have we doing here? So we've just done our successful first turn battle. If you guys have played Warhammer before, you've probably played that first turn battle about 1 million times before, so you haven't missed anything. I tried your Necromunda strategy with skirmish mode for level 6 gear. Found a level 6 auto rifle for my Deadeye, just for the game to crash after I kill the last enemy. Yup. Yeah, that's what I found as well. I don't know if you watched the streams, but where I was demonstrating that. But yeah, I did two skirmish missions against 3 enemy gangs. So I had to kill 15 enemy gangers, which I did twice. And both times it crashed at the end and I lost all of the stuff. So I figured out that it's actually a lot better to do, at the moment, it's a lot better to do ops, because operations, it saves your progress after each character activation. So even if you get a crash, you only lose a little bit. Krillin said, I don't know much about Empire lore. In fantasy, I play Chaos. Yeah, Chaos is really crap in this game, unfortunately. Don't get me wrong, the units are great and the models are great and everything's great, except for the gameplay is just really not fun. I don't know if you've played fantasy in actual Total War, but yeah, the gameplay is not great. It's just yeah. Hopefully, it's going to get upgraded a lot in the new expansion. I'm kind of thinking about activated Steam overlay. Okay, that's a good call. Yeah, because I originally, when I was having crashes pre-patch, I deactivated my GeForce Experience from NVIDIA GeForce Experience, which is sort of like a background program that runs, and also my MSI Afterburner that does fan control and monitors your temperatures and stuff. And yeah, after I disabled those, I got had no crashes. But then, yeah, I don't know. Even afterwards, I was still. After the patch, I was fine for a while. I thought the patch was glorious and it fixed everything. And then all of a sudden, I got a bunch of crashes in a row. And I think as well, I've just been playing a lot of Necromunda lately. I've been playing it literally every day and nothing else but Necromunda for since it came out. And even before that, I was playing Mordheim and talking about Necromunda and stuff. So yeah, so I felt like, I don't know, I am Volkmar. Yeah, one thing that I think Necromunda is a little bit lacking at the moment, and maybe it's probably pretty unfair to compare the two, but one thing I guess I was missing is that real kind of immersion in the world, that sort of persistence and, the battles being kind of important to the ongoing, the ongoing world and stuff. So that's the great thing about these total war games. Like, you have these cool battles that are really fun and everything, but then it all like carries over from mission to mission, and you get that yeah, I kind of want to get another hero. I think it's going to pay off, or maybe it's too early. I'm not sure if I should do this turn. There's like there's sort of a few different like openings that you can do with Empire. There's like the conquer the whole province in 5-turn opening, which is not the one that we're going to go for. And then the one we're going to go for is the farming Ubersreich, and possibly farming Elhard as well. So yeah, I don't know if I don't know if you're familiar with this one, but basically the gist of it is that you can do the Blitz, take Reichland, which is probably the best economically, to just take Reichland as fast as possible. And then there's a sort of series of other fights that you have to do. Like, you have to fight the orcs that come through here, and you have to fight we have to fight these rebels, obviously, and possibly you'll get to a fight with either Skarsnik or I can usually avoid the fight with Skarsnik. Anyway, sorry, that's not what we're doing anyway. But yeah, if you take all of Reichland, you become a lot bigger, you become more of a target, you've got more enemies, and it's just quite vulnerable, and you'll be like kind of non-stop fighting to keep control of everything. So the other way to do it is that you don't take anything, you just only take Altdorf, and then because Altdorf's got is a capital, so it's got like all of these defenses, and it's got like walls and everything. So there's nothing that can really take Reichland in the early game. You can just leave it there by itself, and all of those halberdiers and greatswords and mortars and everything will be able to defend it pretty well. Whereas these towns will just get constantly conquered if you don't defend them actively. So the plan is to just don't worry about conquering this stuff, and just try and level up Altdorf as quickly as possible. Until we get to a certain point, and then we'll want to conquer it all so we can get more warrior priests. But yeah, so the choice was basically either just to go by myself with him, or to have a second general. And if we get a second general, whether we get him first turn or second turn or third turn, I think it's safer if we. Yeah, I think we'll go next. We'll go next turn. Yeah, if we wait a turn, it'll just save us 500 or 1,000 gold. We wait a turn or two. The other thing as well, I thought it'd be nice just to play a game that's really polished. It'd be nice if we could get that authority, but we aren't going to get it. The other good thing about this farming sieges is that we'll. I wonder if we should fight this. We probably should fight it, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, I took a fair bit of damage unnecessarily, but that's okay. Like a lot of games come out now, like particularly Paradox games, they come out and they're kind of like a bit half done at first, but that the company's going to be around for a long time and they're going to eventually fix it. So it's, it's all good. I don't think, no, it's pretty useless. I don't bother really putting that on anything. Not that, what are we going to do here? I'm going to sack or occupy. I think we'll sack it and then we'll occupy it as well. So we get a little bit of money and we'll get a little bit of, we'll get our guys healed a little bit. But then normally if you sack and occupy, you get a -30 to the area. But then now if we just do a normal occupy, then we just get the the normal -10, -3, instead of the -30, -10 that you would get if you loot and occupy, because we looted it on a separate turn. If you've got enough movement, but yeah. And we don't really we don't care really about keeping Grunberg that much, so. But that just allows us to trigger this quest that we wanted to get finished. So we get extra money, extra authority, and it opens up the this. Cronin said, I've never played Empire Untitled War. I normally play Chaos, Beastmen, or High Elves. I can't believe you can't play Chaos and Beastmen. I find those two the most frustrating and annoying campaigns to play because you don't, just because you don't have any sort of security. There's no front line. You know, you can get ganked at any moment. So it's like really tense all the time, which I guess arguably could be good. But also just you miss out on that whole element of building stuff, you know. Yeah, we don't need that advisor. Should probably get rid of the advisor actually, but yeah, it doesn't matter. How's the sound level for you guys as well? Like, can you hear the background noise at all? Like I guess you want it to be so you can kind of hear the background noise without it totally overpowering everything. Like when these characters talk, is it like super loud or not too bad, or you can't hear them all at all? What do we want to go with these? I guess recruitment costs might be good. You can also stack this recruitment cost stacks as well with other recruitment cost reductions. So sometimes you can get quite a good discount. We'll stay in the capital because that'll give us a little bit of extra. What do we need here? So we could do the battle now, but we may as well do it at the start of our movement after we leave here. Then we'll have more troops. I would like some more missile troops, but actually, yeah, we'll just hire some more of it. I'm kind of tempted to fire some of these cheap archers. Yeah, that'll do. That'll be a good little force to do this quest next turn. If we're super lucky, we might get some. We might get some artillery out of it, but yeah, we'll see you next turn. So this guy is going to move out of here, do the quest, then keep going. Then we can spawn a general over here. Kind of tempted to do this. Get this ambush chance going on. Although it'd be good to get another elector, but these don't have good. Yeah, I'm not really interested in any of those bonuses. Let's just run just 5 right? Yeah. It's a bit of a choice. It's a bit big money, but I think it'll be worth it. Like this, it just gives us a lot more power in terms of our just our military strength. We're just having that extra lord. Also, we need to give Volkmar Karl Franz's Rune Fang. That's just a little trick you can do with Volkmar. You can equip Karl Franz's Rune Fang on turn 1, which we forgot to do, but it's turn 2, at least remembered in time. And that just gives him another quite powerful buff he can use in melee. Just quickly check diplomacy before the end of the turn. Yeah, as I said, we can keep trying to. Yeah, see if scaling would be better because scaling a bit weaker. Yeah. Yeah, so now we're at war with scalings, but the scaling, we don't really have any provinces that are exposed to being attacked by the scaling. We probably could have actually gotten some money out of them for that, but oh well. Maybe we can just ask them for some money. No. But yeah, so now we've got quite a little bit of extra income, 58 from there, 60 from Kislev. that'll keep going up each turn. So it's just good to get it early, you know. It'll kind of keep stacking up. Middenheim quite often has a good relationship with you at the start, but yeah, that distrust debuff that we've got on there is just going to make it really hard to get anywhere with them. Hochland is reliable. Yeah, if we could start making some inroads into getting positive relations with any of these, it'd be really good. But yeah, it might be hard to do. But that's okay. We don't need friends. We're going to send our crack squads of Space Marine Chaplains in to deal with whatever situations arise. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Warhammer 3, Corellin. You know, everyone speculates that they're going to do a Chaos rework for Warhammer 3, and I'm hoping that they do, and I'm hoping that, you know, Chaos becomes like the best faction in the game, you know. Okay, so yes, you have to leave the town to be able to teleport to missions. So we just pop out here, and then we can teleport to the mission. Krillin said, hey, the Horde armies in Total War really suck. Yeah, but I like the challenge. I hate Skaven though. Rooting them out is really hard. Yeah, you can also make Skaven your allies, can't you? If you're playing Chaos, or is that, maybe I misremembered? I thought I remembered you having Skaven as my allies and having them just kind of conquer everything behind you, but that's good because they hold the territory for you. Is that possible, or am I getting confused? Oh, yeah, there's no speech. This is because it's like a Karl Franz battle. So you have to play as Karl Franz. I think, well, maybe, but I wonder if Balthazar Gel gets submission. Okay, so yeah, so basically we're ambushing this this column of soldiers from Middenland. Obviously, they're not officially sanctioned by Boris. Oh. I wonder if I turn the sound by Boris. Yeah, so you can't hear the game sound really at all, can you guys? I wonder if I should try and turn it up. Where am I? Game settings, sound. Here we go. Everyone thinks Chaos Dwarfs will be in Total War Warhammer 3, but I'm uncertain because lore-wise they're decimated by Black Orc revolts. I wouldn't worry about lore-wise, Carolyn. Like, they pretty much, because it's a very loose timeline, you know, it's not like any specific time, so, you know, they're just going to include everything they can from the Warhammer world, they've said. I mean, you know, maybe that's a valid concern, but they haven't really shown any indication so far that they care too much about lore. You know, like we've got okay, Chaos cannot have allies, only vassals, and getting someone other than Norska is really hard. Okay, yeah, I don't really like the vassal system with Chaos as well. Like, it tends to, like, the way that the diplomacy works in Warhammer, it's kind of silly, like, because have I ever put speech down? No, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if I put the game sound up a bit, but I keep my headphones down. See if I can hear anything here. Oh yeah, that's cool. So you can just kind of quietly hear the guys yelling in the background and stuff, hopefully. I don't know. Let me know if that sounds messed up or it's too loud or whatever. It seems like they're doing the end time story, which Chaos Dwarves were not part of. I don't think they are doing the end time story, Caroline. I'm pretty sure they said at the very start that they were doing pre-end times. But before the game even came out, they said that, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so what we're doing here is we're going to put spears here to tank the enemy leader. We'll put another unit of swordsmen there to tank most of the army. We'll put some infantry on this side. And then we'll have 2 units of Flagellants killers on this end. And also knights to kill on this end as well. Excuse me. And then we'll have yeah, lots of ranged units here to stack up some damage on the enemies. Probably spent a bit too much time getting that organised. Didn't really need to be that. Didn't really need to be all that efficient with that, but that's fine. So yeah, you can just make these into locked groups that I like to do sometimes. So as soon as the battle starts, you can just, so now they're in locked formation, so when I make this group attack, they'll just all attack kind of and sort of roughly keep that formation until they group in contact with the enemy, and the same with this other group. So so yeah, when I start the battle, I'll just go like 1, 2, and then get the knights in here as well, and then everyone will kind of like charge in. Oh, oops, this guy's screwed up a bit, but that's okay. And we'll get these guys to just really wreck all that. And then we'll get all these guys in defensive mode. They should be able to shoot in there. Now these guys' point is to just kill this artillery and ranged units really fast. Volkmar's in the middle of it. He should be able to get a bit of a buff to melee on a couple of units. You can see it breaking all of these enemies pretty fast, which is as intended. I want to completely wipe out the Hellstorm rocket battery and the all of the artillery, because then we've got a good chance of recruiting them into our army at the end of the battle. Well, not a good chance. There's a 10% chance of recruiting them into the battle if you kill them all. So it's a pretty poor chance actually, but so better than nothing. So yeah, we can probably pull out some of these units now. We'll leave these spears in here to keep this hero tied up. These guys are all broken anyway, so no need to keep. No, they're all shattered, so no need to keep attacking them. These guys are not shattered, so we want to get them dead ASAP. Normally I don't charge knights into spears, but they're quite a weak unit, and the spears are, the knights will shatter and break them pretty quick. Yeah, we'll just get the ranged units to try and finish off this hero. Flagellants get a bonus when they're losing in combat, so they're also quite a good unit to sort of tie up enemy units with. like superior enemy units, like heroes and stuff. But they don't have much missile resistance, so when I'm trying to like shoot into my own men here, they're not really the best for that. What's your favorite faction in the game? Well, I'd say High Elves, I guess, are my overall favorite faction, just because they're the most fleshed out, you know. But lore-wise and like you know, like imagination-wise, I guess, the Empire is the one that, you know, stirs me the most. The Empire is the faction I most want to play, but the High Elves are probably the most fun faction to play because they've got the most sort of complexity, the most different things you can do. You can like stack the most buffs on High Elves. They've just, yeah, like everything, pretty much everything is best with High Elves. I find. But yeah, they're not my. But High Elves aren't my favorite, like aesthetically, you know. Yeah, aesthetically, I think the Empire is probably my favorite. But I really like a lot of the factions. I really like the Dwarves, I really like the Dark Elves, I really like Norska and Chaos aesthetically, but I hate the gameplay of Chaos and Beastman. Beastman, I don't know, I kind of like parts of the Beastman roster and stuff, but yeah, I don't think there's just not enough in there for me to get into them properly. I remember reading one of those early White Dwarfs. Yeah, we'll see if we can get some free damage on these guys without having to commit our melee troops too much. I'm just trying to... Is this guy shattered? Yeah, he's shattered. But he's nearly dead, so I might just finish him off. We'll get our knights to help out with that. Because I think we get a little bit extra money if we wipe him out. I'm not 100% sure on that though, that might be completely wrong. So yeah, so we've nearly decimated this group here, which is good. Oh, these guys are out of ammo. We might need to get Volkmar to kind of split off here and try to evade this enemy hero. Otherwise he's might get in trouble. Oh, we nearly killed this. There it goes. Yeah, Volkmar's just going to try and get back around here. This is all probably a little bit unnecessary. Didn't really need to fight this battle like this perfectly, but yeah, Volkmar is actually not the fastest with foot speed, so but if we get some ranged units to shoot this enemy leader, that should stagger him. So that'll slow him down, and Volkmar will be able to get away. Hopefully. No, flee Volkmar. You're not very good in combat yet. Right, we'll give him a little bit of time. He'll get quite powerful. Nice. Our swords, knights have gotten wrapped up with some spears. Volkmar's... Alright, we'll just get in there with Volkmar. It's okay, he can take a few hits. Actually, he's getting completely wrecked. Alright, we need to get some other troops in there to tank for Volkmar. Alright, yeah, that was very bad. We got pretty much wrecked on Volkmar. That's cost us a bit. We can probably do a recharge on these spearmen and break them, hopefully. It's a bit messy, but... We're about to break. Yeah, there we go. Right. I love Chaos Lore, especially for Archon. I mean, oh wait, I'll just quickly get these knights in here.
Swordsman, ready, sir, to battle for Sigmar.
I love Chaos Lore, especially for Archon, but my favorite is the Lizard Men. I really don't like the look of the Slan, but I love everything else about them. And what do we have here, lads? Hey, Angry Bane. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of get into Lizardman a little bit sometimes. Like when I watch that video and I see the Carnosaurs like walking in the background with the troops in the foreground, and it's like, yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I like them as a background race. Like I like the fact that the Lizardmen exist, but I just don't get into them, you know, myself as like playing as them, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I might just kill these. I might just kill this Lord, just because possibly we'll get a bit of extra gold out of it if we do. I'm not 100% sure if that still works that way with quest battles, but we'll get the kill anyway, get a bit of extra XP. Yeah, so we got a bit wrecked with Volkmar. That was a bit unfortunate, but it worked out well. Most of the army is pretty intact. But it really comes down to whether or not we got any siege artillery or not. If we did, then it's going to be crazy. It's going to be good. But we probably won't, because it's only a 10% chance. Come on, siege artillery. But yeah, I like Chaos Lore for sure. Aztec with dinos is an awesome idea. Being led by toads is a really odd decision in my opinion. Yeah, it is kind of, I guess, but I really like the idea of how they, the old ones like made the spawning pools, and how they just kind of like, they don't reproduce like normal races. They're just like preordained, like they spawn at the right times when the lizardmen need to fight chaos and stuff, and they just kind of come out of the spawning pools like in their thousands when it's time for the war, because the old ones kind of, you know, like already knew that was going to happen at that time and stuff, so they like set up the spawning pools to spawn the armies when they were needed. So we didn't get any artillery.
Jade Wizard.
No, yeah, it's pretty pretty rare, but occasionally you'll get artillery out of that battle, and it just changes the whole flavor of the early campaign. So it's really another really cool thing that happens sometimes. We got a Jade Wizard. I actually wanted to hire a Jade Wizard. So I think that'll work in well with the warrior priest thing. It's got a pretty bad. It hasn't got a very good trait, but that's fine. Okay, so my plan is to take this pretty much as soon as possible. So we want to kind of move half so we can get extra healing. So if we move here, if this guy moves, where does he get to if he gets to half? Half is there. It's probably not anywhere closer. See, if we move this guy a bit closer, we can potentially attack these guys next turn, which is kind of what we want. Pretty sure if we move there, we should be able to do it. We might put him in ambush just so that in case the enemy attacks. But yeah, if we put this guy in this stance, that's just going to give us, you know, a little bit extra troops across the board in all of these different areas, plus give him more health, which is quite the main important thing. we still can't get. It's one more turn until we can build a barracks to get the better troops. But that's okay. I'm kind of tempted to repair this because it's pretty cheap, and it will give us that extra growth. We basically want to get to rank 3 on Aldorf as fast as possible, because then we can build a temple and be able to get 2 warrior priests. Or if we can level up Volkmar enough to get the bonus, we can actually get 3, which is quite good. So we've got another discount on hiring cost there. The other thing about the temple is we can start hiring Flagellants, which are quite good early game infantry for especially for Volkmar. They rapidly become not very good, but yeah, right at the start they're kind of cool. And I'm thinking about speccing Volkmar into Flagellants just because whenever I play Volkmar, you kind of want to go Flagellants just for funsies. I think we probably got these range troops aren't very good that we've got here. Really want crossbowmen, so I won't hire any more bowmen right now. I'll just fatten out our troops a little bit like that. If we get to rank 10, we could get that. Yeah, it's going to be a while before we get great swords. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Oh, and we want to get this guy into our gang. So we're probably going to play around a little bit with this as well. Every time you get a hero. Every time they join an army, that's counted as a hero action, a successful hero action. So they get a chance to gain certain traits and followers and stuff like that. Then you have a chance to get them every time you do a successful action. So basically, moving all your characters in and out of your heroes like every turn gives them an accelerated rate of growth. But it's depending on which faction you are, it's sort of not as good. Also, they cost more when they're in the armies. So our amount of gold we pay per turn will be higher when the heroes are in the army. So another thing you can do if you want to be really gamey is move all your heroes out of your armies on the end turns, and then move them all back into your armies when you're fighting the battles. I don't know. We might do that if we really are really hard up for cash, but it's kind of really finicky, and it's sort of not that effective because you can get caught with your heroes out when you're in a battle and stuff like that. The patch is out for PS4. Oh, crazy! So yeah, probably should have been doing a Necromunda stream now, because probably lots of people are wanting to watch Necromunda. Oh well, I needed a break, so I think at the end of the day, it's better for me to do, you can't play games you don't want to play. Basically, I find that's just the thing for me anyway. Games are fun, and if they're not fun, then you can't play them. I can't anyway. So as I said, the patch is out for the PS4, but the Xbox is taking a little longer. Colin said, I got my first artillery yesterday, actually, after a battle playing as Noctilus. Normally I have to recruit them myself. Hey Zippo, this game is Warhammer 2, Total War Warhammer 2. Sorry if you were looking for some Necromunda gameplay. I definitely will get back onto Necromunda, but this is Total War Warhammer is like my main love, my primary game, I guess. Basically, all of the games are games that I play to get a break from Warhammer, so that I don't burn myself out too much, so that I can, and the purpose of it is so that I can get back onto Warhammer and be fresh and enjoy it again. So I'm currently taking a break from Warhammer until the Wood Elves DLC comes out. It's not confirmed that it's Wood Elves, but we pretty much think it's Wood Elves. Maybe it's going to be Wood Elves versus Skaven. Somebody said that the Steam update files are called the Nutcracker. That's like the code name or whatever for the next DLC. It's not confirmed. But a lot of people think it's going to be Wood Elves versus Skaven. So that'll be interesting. So I said, I figured since you said that you were going to take a break from it today. Excuse me. I kind of really understand now, Angry Bane and the other guys that have been having all those crashes and losing your progress and having your gangs get bugged out and everything on on console. Like I didn't really have that much like empathy for you guys because like for me I was just playing along fine. I had a few little crashes but didn't really lose too much, you know. But then I had a whole night worth of gameplay for like 6. I did a really long stream as well for like 6 hours, and I lost like the whole time, like all of the you know the time from that, and then I slept in and stuffed up the aspirant thing, and then I redid the aspirant thing, and it went brilliantly, and our guys like you know crushed it. Our 3 unarmed Juves, level 1 Juves, managed to kill a full gang of rank 6 guys with like rank 5 weapons and stuff. Completely wiped them out and got like a decisive victory, and it was like glorious. And then all 3 of them bugged out and I had to kill them all. So yeah, that kind of like demoralized me a little bit, but only temporarily. I'll be back. But yeah, it kind of also made me just miss like the thing is, it kind of just made me miss how like, because like Necromunda, it's got the persistence where you like level up in between games and stuff, the same as like in Mordheim and everything, which is cool. But it doesn't have quite the same level of kind of like persistence like Warhammer has. Like this has like if you look at the map, anyone who hasn't played Warhammer before, you can't really see it all, but the map's really it's not uncovered at the moment, but it's pretty massive. But this is just the Empire is what we can see, or maybe actually this map's better. So yeah, this is just the map of the Empire, which is just a small portion of the whole map. And like in between battles and in between turns, like all these different factions are like invading each other, and they're like building up their forces, they're recruiting soldiers, they're building castles. Like the whole world is like alive, and there's stuff going on everywhere. There's just that extra level of like immersion, you know, and like complexity and depth to the world and everything. And yeah, I'm not like comparing the games in terms of saying like Necromunda should have that or anything. I'm just saying that like, you know, that's one of the reasons why people love Total War games. You know, like there's just so huge, there's so much depth, there's so much detail. You know, and I just after like a solid month of playing Necromunda nearly, I felt like I was missing that depth. You know, so yeah, I felt like I needed a little to dip my toe back into the Total War Warhammer. So yeah, just explaining. Yarrick said the patch is live on PS4. It will come later to Xbox due to the certification process that took longer than expected. We'll try to deliver it as soon as possible. Thanks Yarrick. Yeah, I think one of the other guys just mentioned it as well. So yeah, that's really good news that stuff's happening. The thing I really wanted to know was whether the hotfix whether there's any news on the hotfix for the stats bug, because that's pretty much what was killing my motivation to play tonight. So yeah, if anyone hears any news about that, let me know. Excuse me, sorry. Anyway, what are we up to? So yeah, so we're playing Volkmar Chaplain focused campaign today. Yak's playing Mordheim. Yeah, I kind of want to play Mordheim as well, but I want to play Warhammer more, so I went with that. All right, so what is it? Did we actually click over the turn or not? No, we haven't. So we're still waiting for the turn to go. Okay, let's see what happens. There's a possibility they're going to come down and attack this guy, but I can always just flee him because he's not in reinforce range. So if they attack this general, normally I'd want him to be a little bit closer, and then he would join the battle. Because he's just out of range, he wouldn't join the battle, so I'd have to flee this guy away, but yeah, that's fine. Okay, but the point of having this guy here is that hopefully he's in range. Yeah, he is. So he's in range to attack that, whereas if I just had Volkmar, oh, he's in range anyway, so I didn't really need him. But he's got the extra movement range. He's got the extra movement range to make sure we can attack this, but also he's a powerful melee combatant and a good tank. So it just gives us extra sort of power to take these guys on. It's still going to be a bit of an iffy fight. So they've got, what have they got? They've got Ubersreichs. They've got 5 units there, plus they've got another 5 units there. 15 units there and a hero. So they're going to have 20 units, including a hero, and we're going to have 18 units, including 3 heroes. So I think that's pretty doable.
Volkmar the Grim.
Yeah, we can't get any extra can't get any extra units in there, unfortunately. Can we? No. Another thing you can do is sometimes put them into defensive mode, which sort of gives you extra melee defense. But we don't have enough movement to do that anyway, so we may as well. We want to stack up all the experience on Volkmar if possible, and get him to unlock his high level abilities as quickly as we can.
What does the Emperor bid?
Yeah, so this guy, if we move this guy to like there, for example, we could put him in defensive mode, but he'd be out of range. You wouldn't be able to reinforce. So, yeah, we'll just move him right in. Okay. Yeah, this should be a bit of a tough battle, but we've got cavalry, we've got spells, they've got missile superiority, but the cavalry hopefully should be able to negate that a bit. So yeah, hopefully it'll work out okay. I just realized that we're trying to do a Total War Warhammer stream at the same time as Legend of Total War stream. So yeah, that's okay. I don't think we're in competition because there's no competition there at all. So yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. Yeah, so this map's a bit of a. Oh, yeah, there was a bug where when you gambled, it didn't change. Oh yeah, they fixed it now. So there was a bug where when you pressed gamble, you just still have the same amount of Winds of Magic. So this Winds of Magic is how much sort of magic power we've got for our wizard to cast spells. So it's just how much you start off with. You start off with 15. We're going to start off with 15, and then this is our like reserve. So we've got 65 in here that kind of determines how fast this pool fills up. And yeah, so we got 15 out of 30, up to 30 in the pool, and use that to cast spells. And then this bar determines how fast this fills up. And this goes, every time we cast a spell, this goes down, so then it makes it slower to fill up the bar again. Yeah, just for anyone who hasn't played Warhammer before. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be one of those like finicky battles. Yeah. Well, okay, we want these guys to be out the front tanking with their shields, basically. And then we want some...
Yes, my lord.
Put these guys like that.
We are Sigmar's heirs.
And
Finding range, sir.
yeah, we'll vaguely put them like that. Yeah, this will be fine. And set these guys kind of in the middle. Have a couple of reserves, and we'll have these guys as flankers. Actually, these guys will probably come in this side. We'll put these guys as flankers. Actually, maybe we'll let these guys go on the other side. Oh, they cleared this out. Oh, that's actually a really... Oh, okay. That's a cool improvement. So, I don't know, anyone who played the game before, this used to all be, like, completely filled in with forest. This was all forested. And this statue used to be humongously huge, like, ridiculously huge, giant. So they've... it's still pretty massive. It's, like, 20 stories tall. It used to be, like, 100 stories tall, basically. But, yeah, so that's actually a really cool... change to the map. So I know how the AI normally reacts on this map, but now I just realized that the map's totally changed, so I don't know what the AI is going to do. So yeah, so that's going to change things a bit. Yeah, we might just leave these guys over here for now. Okay, yeah, it looks like the AI is going to pull up defensively, so we don't need to worry about anything happening urgently. Depending on like who's got the most artillery and ranged weapons and stuff like that, the AI will sometimes attack you if they've got in ranged inferiority, but because they've got like more missile troops than me, and I'm attacking them, then they'll be defensive. But if they were like attacking me, then they're more likely to be aggressive and come at me. But yeah, so they're going to be defensive, which lets you like mess with the AI a little bit more. Which is good. Good for us. Because yeah, we're a little bit of a disadvantage numerically. But if we can use that cavalry effectively, and we've got a bit extra damage from these spells we can use to help our melee lines, and we've got an extra hero as well. If we can kill the enemy hero early, that would be pretty good. It might be difficult to do though. Because we're playing on legendary, the enemy's got quite a few buffs to their melee capability, so melee is not really that much of a strong point for us. It might be actually good to come up the middle, come up and stand in here maybe, I don't know. It's a bit of an awkward map, this one. Another option would be come right around here and line up in this tree line and then come out there. That might be the way to go. I'm new to Mordheim. Got a shock when my Chaos Leader did 999 damage to himself on the first day, trying to do a simple buff. Yeah, I saw your post on the Discord about that. Actually, I was like, yep, I know what you're experiencing there. Yeah, Magic's not really good until you get to like end game, and you can actually you can control it reliably. Like you can manage that risk, because you can get a skill that gives you minus 15% chance to backfire, and then you can get enchants on both weapons that give you a minus 15% chance, I think, and not sure what else. That might be it. But yeah, anyway, you can get enough minus backfire chance that you can reliably cast a spell every turn without having any chance of backfiring, or possibly even you can get it even higher. But yeah, at the start, you just never know what's going to happen. It's pretty bad. Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate that you got the like instant kill one as well. They usually just get like stunned or something. But yeah, that's one thing that's cool about Mordheim. It just doesn't pull any punches. Like it just gives no fucks about your feelings. We know you're probably attached to this guy. Oh well, he's dead. Suffer. Which is, I don't know, maybe not everyone's into that, but yeah, I kind of find it quite amusing when my favorite guy dies or something like that. Depending on how much time you've invested, it gets pretty tiresome if you've leveled them up and painstakingly, and then you just if you have to level them up again and replace them, it's a chore and it's really sucky. But if you're kind of just playing a legendary sort of campaign where there's no going back kind of thing, and that's just what happened in the storyline or whatever, then it can be kind of cool. You understand what? Yeah, it's like how the AI is so decent in Mordheim and so bad in Necromunda. I understand the complaints now, given it's the same people. What do you mean, like, understand the complaints? Because Necromunda's bad and Mordheim's good, do you mean? Or because Mordheim's bad and Necromunda's also bad? I'm just nervous about this battle. And I hate battles where there's too many units, which is pretty much as soon as you get out of the early game, it's 20 versus 20. But it wouldn't be so bad if it was an open field and if I had a full army of 20 as well. But because it's kind of like restricted, yeah, we could legit lose this battle. That would suck. All right, I think we're gonna have to get a bit tricky and get our knights over there. Now I feel like these guys, if I keep moving around like this, I feel like these guys should keep kind of adjusting around. Yeah.
Cavalry ready. Take the ground. Moving now. Go. Formation march. Crossbowmen.
Yeah, so they're hidden there. So now the enemy AI should stop reacting to the knights being there. It just kind of like forgets that they're there, I think. Colin said, what type of wizard do you grab? I got the Jade Wizard. People who actually people who came from Mordheim were the ones who were so shocked at the Necker AI. Oh yeah. Krillin playing in Chaos, so just got the first Magister. Oh yeah. Chaos has got. Actually no. Has Chaos only got one spellcaster, or is there more than one? All right. Nah, the gods they're just sort of generic chaos in Mordheim. There is like a zealot that you can get that's kind of got a bit of a debuffy vibe, but I don't think he's any specific god. Oh, actually, I don't know. Are they Tzichan maybe? They could be. They could be a specific god actually. I'm not too sure. I didn't notice it's explicitly mentioning any gods' names, but yeah, I'm not sure. If you look at their iconography, it might be Tzichan, maybe. Don't know. You're in the game, aren't you, Yarrick? Do they have a Tzich symbol or just Chaos Undivided? Alright, I guess we gotta do it. We gotta do it sometime. We can move up to there. Yeah, I don't know. People in the forums and stuff some people are complaining that, you know, Necromunda is not as good as Mordheim. Other people are saying that Mordheim was terrible as well, and it's just another example of how bad they are, and blah blah blah. You know, I don't know. All right, we can sneak forward a little bit more. The little Empire soldiers advancing. They're like Flagellants in the background there. We're getting the battle's begun. All right. Alright, we'll try and get Emil von Corden over here. We'll get those knights to try and take out those. And we'll get these Flagellants to try to come around the side and sort things out. We'll buff our... okay, we've got some broken units there already, that's pretty good. General, damn it. This guy I was hoping was going to attack their leader. And, okay, so our knights have pretty much wrecked those guys there, so that's good.
Crossbows ready, General!
If those flagellants can take out those over there. These knights are struggling a little bit. They've done quite a lot of damage to their missile troops in there, but what's going on in here? Yeah, we're killing their leader. We'll get Volkmar in there as well. We'll get some infantry just in here in case our front line collapses, which it looks like it's about to. Get some more spell damage going. These knights. Okay, these flagellants have faster movement rate than they than those guys, but try and help out with breaking that. Yeah, we've messed up all these missile units pretty effectively with our knights. That's good. These flagellants are struggling to catch up with those guys. Would have been good if they could have gotten in there and killed them a lot faster. Okay, we've broken their leader. That's good. Have we? Because these knights are taking a bit of a beating, but they are decimating them, so that's pretty good. Damn it, those flagellants are pretty much wasted now. They've just been chasing them nearly off the field, but that's okay. These flagellants have done well. Get these knights over helping out here. Get these guys over here because this line's probably about to break. Knights are still struggling. Volkmar's about to be able to buff again. These flagellants, yeah, they're getting shot from both sides because they stopped chasing those guys. Probably should have just kept chasing them off the field. But I was hoping to get them back into the action in case we need them over here. Oh yeah, and now their leader's back. Knights are gone. Damn it. So the knights are hopefully going to survive the battle. If we win the battle, then the knights should survive because they should have 5% left. But yeah, it was bad getting them so decimated. But we just really needed the win. We can get some damage. Alright, Volkmar needs to pull out. He's getting wrecked. Yeah, this is pretty bit hectic, this battle. We're getting we're breaking a few of their guys now, so that's pretty good. If we get the kill on this general, that would be really good. Yeah, we got the kill on the general. That gives us a morale buff, or gives them a debuff to their morale, sorry, I should say, sorry. Yeah, cool. Alright, we got it. Yeah, that was that was quite a close victory. But yeah, at least yeah, at least it was a victory, and we got that win early. So once you break the back of those rebels, then you can kind of just farm them for a while, which was the whole point of it. So we don't actually want to take Grunberg. We just wanted to break the back of the secessionists, and that way we can just farm them at our leisure, basically. So yeah. That was a pretty cool little battle. I really enjoyed that. I was afraid I was going to lose. I didn't think I was going to lose, but I thought it was a possibility. I've been in that situation before, and just, there's too much stuff going on, and, you get confused, and it just all goes bad. But yeah, we managed to kind of use all the units pretty effectively in that one, I think. So that was cool. What's going on with chat? Sorry, guys. I had to concentrate a bit there. What spell does a Jade Wizard start with? Offensive or defensive? Oh, it's offensive. It's he starts with Awakening of the Wood. It's not a particularly good spell, but considering so we didn't have any other magic before, it's the only magic we've got. So it's like it's pretty cool. But we want to obviously get healing on him as soon as possible, and we want to get. Actually, I don't know. Maybe we'll just keep using Awakening of the Woods because it's very cheap. But I think there is some other good options as well. I think they do have some offense, the Jade Wizards, so they can, they're not completely defensive. I can't tell you what god they are in game, at least not at the moment. Colin said, I played TT version of Mordheim, but never the video game. Would you recommend it? Eric said, well, I played it for like an hour when it came out all those years ago. It wasn't my cup of tea, but now I'm enjoying it. But I'm still in the honeymoon phase, though. Septimus said, silly Umis. What was that in relation to? Oh, just me playing Empire. He's saying I should be playing Orcs, Septimus. Greenskin, sorry. Eric said, plus I got Mordheim for $8, so I can't complain. Yes, it's low bar for satisfaction there. If you only pay $8. Jade Caroline said, Jade are Life Wizards. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Jade are the Life Wizards. So we're going to just sack this. We're going to do this as a sack city, as Legend of 21 would say. And we've got a terrifying Mask of E. That's pretty cool. Now, we probably want to get rid of this guy now. That was pretty much that. We just needed him to win that battle, and I think that was a good decision, because I think literally if we hadn't have had this guy, because this guy basically wrecked the enemy's general, and if he hadn't have, then we probably would have lost that battle, or we would have just got completely really decimated. Like we didn't get. Like, look at the damage, because we a lot of the units, like they looked like they were almost dead, but they had a lot of their guys had low health. If an individual soldier, this unit, for example, has 33 guys in the battle. If those 33 guys were all damaged and stuff, the health bar would have been much lower. It would have looked like they were almost about to get wiped out. But any individual soldier that's got more than 0 hit points, they get healed back up to full at the end of the battle. So because I managed to keep those units alive, they all kind of regenerated a bit, and we didn't actually lose any units. So we've still got 17 out of 20, which is what we started off with. Even the knights survived. 17 of them survived, even though their health bar was like almost gone. So it didn't do as badly as it looked like we did, basically, is what I'm saying. Now, I'm sort of thinking we should get rid of this guy, because he's costing us a lot of money, but I might just keep him for one more turn, just in case, something untoward happens. Just so we've got that extra bit of muscle. I might take this item off of him though and put it on one of our other guys. Give it to Volkmar. And now we can hire level up this stuff. So we want crossbowmen as our main range troop, and we want flagellants. And we want artillery as well. So we can't hire artillery yet. So we basically just want to get to rank 3 as quickly as possible. Basically got a choice of either going the money route of going clay pit and taking the weaving house, which gives you quite a lot of money, or we could just take one of those and take the fields to give us extra growth. So at the moment our growth is 73. So if we take the fields, especially if we take it up to level 2, we'll get like quite a large bump in our growth. So I might do that. We'll take that, and we'll take a weaving house. Septimus said yes, always greenskins. Crowlin said Grimgore is so overpowered in the game. I was hoping with the greenskins update they would have fixed that, but alas they did not. Oh yeah, they did fix it because Grimgor was completely fucking useless beforehand. Like Grimgor was just so easy to deal with before. You just shoot the crap out of him with armor-piercing ranged units, and he would just die instantly. You know, he wouldn't even make it to your lines half the time. He was just really easy to kite. Like anything that does slow movement on him would just be deadly. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's my opinion, I guess. Anyway, but yeah, they did make him like super powerful in melee now, which is pretty cool. And I think he's got a snare as well, has he? Or has he got a speed buff? He's got something like that. Or maybe it's a snare. I think he's got, hasn't he? Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, whatever. I know they made him heaps more powerful now, but he's still not the most powerful melee lord in the game. I don't think. I think he still gets wrecked by like Kolek and other large lords that knock him over. And yeah, I'm not sure of the full breakdown, but yeah, I don't know. Oh, sorry, you said underpowered. I just read that wrong. Grimgor's so underpowered in the game. I was hoping the Greenskins update that had fixed it, but alas, they did not. Yeah, I totally read that wrong. I thought you said he was overpowered. Yeah, no, you're right. He was underpowered, and yeah, it didn't really fix it. But it made him a lot less underpowered than he was before. And I don't know, I feel like he's kind of good enough now that I could probably have a fun campaign with him, maybe. I haven't actually done a Grimgor campaign yet, but I do want to do an elf, not an elf. I do want to do a Greenskins campaign at some point. But yeah, I don't get into Greenskins as much as I like Chaos and Empire and High Elves and stuff, and even Dark Elves. My tiers, like, so yeah, not worrying about not including like Chaos and stuff like that, where I like the background but I just hate their gameplay. Like in terms of my favorite factions that I actually like to play, then it's like yeah, probably High Elves is Empire's kind of up there as well. I don't know, I'd say maybe Empire is number one, my favorite faction to play, then High Elves, then either probably Vampires would be next, then I don't know. So then it's sort of a tie between Dark Elves and Dwarves, I guess. They're my sort of next favorite. And then after that, it gets a lot thinner on the ground. The majority of my campaigns are always played with those factions. I've played every faction, obviously, multiple times, but yeah, those are the main ones. I've played I've played heaps and heaps of times. And that is the story of the. Yeah, you said, yeah, but you should probably try Dark Elves if you haven't. Yeah, no, I've definitely played Dark Elves before. They're really cool. I like them. I could definitely do another Dark Elves campaign soon, actually, probably. But yeah, and that is the story of Greenskins in the old world. Krellin said, when lore-wise you're the baddest orc to exist, but a fat goblin and a crazy orc are more powerful than you. Yeah, that's kind of sucky. But yeah, they can't, like, I don't know, they can't, like, make it lore, like, you know what I mean? They can't make the game, like, based on the lore too closely. I think what they try and do is sort of make it sort of, like, inspired by the lore, you know, and have the gameplay elements give a bit of a nod to the flavor that's in the lore. But you know, they don't necessarily try to, like, rank them in order of how powerful they are in the lore kind of thing. But yeah, I think they've done everything they can realistically, you know. Oh, we should like recruit, shouldn't we? See, this is the thing, we're kind of probably about to get ganked by the Skullcrusher orcs that are over here somewhere. They're going to wander in here sometime soon, and it might be really good to have a full stack, but I want to recruit crossbowmen, and it's not really going to be helpful to waste all my money on crappy units. We could probably even merge some of these guys and get more to save more money, but yeah, I'll just keep them just in case we need them earlier than expected. Yeah, I want to get my warrior priests going. So the plan of this campaign is to just get like heaps of warrior priests and have like squads of like 5 warrior priests in my armies and stuff, and just stack up their abilities. Oh yeah, here we go, Krellin. We got some points. So So I want scouting as soon as possible because I want more magic items. I want to actually get a different wizard that's got the plus 15 base magic item chop chance, and then I can stack that up with this as well. But we also want to get Earth Blood so we can start healing, because you can really, with the healing, you can really exploit that a lot. And yeah, so Awakening of the Wood, we can buff that to make it cheaper and make it cost less, which could be handy, but it doesn't really do a huge amount of damage. But the really good damage dealer is this one, Dwellers Below. Causes severe damage to combatants, huge stationary area effect, strong versus multiple combatants. Chance opponent will resist damage, weak versus single target, and it does negatives to speed. So it's really good when you've got like a big group of enemies blobbed up in a certain area, especially when you've got them tied down, so they're going to stay in that area. You can use it as a sort of big snare because it reduces their speed a little bit, but it's pretty expensive. You don't want to be wasting it on that. You want to just keep them in that area of effect for the full 15 seconds to do all the damage. But anyway, that's a decent. It's not. I mean, it's nowhere near as good as like Flamestorm or Wind of Death or something like that. But yeah, it's, you know, if we're going to get the advantage of this of Earthblood, which is really good, especially for hero-centric armies like we're going to have. And that'll just give us a little bit of offense. And the Warrior Priest will have pretty good offense anyway. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll play around with it. Might be better off having Fire Wizards in some of the... yeah, I think just the utility of getting Earthblood as soon as possible might be the way to go. Then we'll come back for the scouting. All right, cool. Now, yeah, we really need to deal with these orcs. Oh, damn it. Yeah, I'm concerned. So we're going to 2 turns. See, if we do this, so I'm just going to delete this straight away after, probably as soon as I get to rank 3. So it's probably not really worth upgrading it because it's going to cost another 1,000. Yeah. All right. We'll just check here. We'll let this guy get a bit more XP.
To the provinces. Fear my righteous fury.
Yeah, we're probably going to lose a bit from this, but yeah, I don't want to have to fight the battle because it's a bit of a stupid battle. And then we'll just sack it again. So we're just going to do this for a few turns, but don't get bored, because when we least expect it, the Skull Smashers, sorry, are going to just come out and just completely wreck us. Okay, so I might send this guy. Actually, I should probably send this guy. So I can send the wizard out to scout, and then he should be able to still make it back in time. We'll put Volkmar here, because he hasn't used much movement. We can put him into defensive stance so he can heal up a bit quicker. Oh yeah, we've got Volkmar, the pimp daddy himself. Yeah, we're doing a warrior priest playthrough, so obviously Volkmar is the best one to go for that. So you know we've got Earthblood. So next time we do a battle, we might actually fight the battle, so we can cast some Earthbloods. I think my favorite in the game is Ikit Claw's nukes. Such a fun thing to do, especially in a siege. Yeah, Ikit Claw is pretty awesome. I love setting up gun lines of the Gatling guns as well. That's pretty cool.
My journey begins.
Okay, well, I don't see any orcs around, so I think that means that we're... oh crap, no, we can't make it. Can't make it back to join Volkmar's crew. That sucks. We'll get rid of this guy.
the faith.
I'm just worried if I don't join him back into the army, this guy's going to assassinate him.
My knowledge is yours.
Yeah, we stuffed up by moving him a little bit too far.
By the Helden Hammer.
What we'll do is we'll put Volkmar back over here.
Hunting the wicked.
Yeah, now we can make it. We won't get as much healing because we're not in our like home territory, but that's okay. And we might merge some of these units as well. So 39 can go with, what is it, 70 out of 120? Yeah, 39 can go with these guys.
The instrument of Sigmar's will. Blessings of Sigmar upon you.
Alright, so that's just going to save us a fair bit of cash. Now we're getting 600 a turn, which is pretty good. And Volkmar's got another level up so we can get cheaper recruitment again. Yeah, I just want to get this unlocked as quickly as possible, so we'll take that. Yeah, it's hard with Volkmar because he's got so many good things. He's got magic. He's got his sort of magic, that his spells that are really powerful. He's got his buffs to his troops, which is always good. And then he's also got his buffs to, you know, you want to get lightning strike and you want to get your priest buffs as well. So yeah, a few different things going on there. I usually just go dwarfs. Yeah, dwarfs are pretty cool. Dwarfs I find I don't enjoy as much because they don't have the hero-centric thing going on as much. You can't get access to as many heroes. But the heroes they do have are quite cool and quite impactful. Which can be sort of a good thing in terms of your like campaign, like story, like, you know, having like 2 or 3 heroes that you're like, you know, the names of and you remember what they did in different battles and stuff like that can be a lot kind of more fun and immersive in a way than having like 20 heroes that you don't know, like can't tell them apart and stuff. But yeah, they've got a really cool defensive gameplay style as well. Like you do most of your gameplay at the start of each battle. You set up where your defensive lines are going to be and where your overlapping fields of fire are going to be and all that kind of stuff. And then you press start battle and basically you don't move. You know, you just kind of like fight from that position. There's no outflanking or any of that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting gameplay style, and it's kind of fun as well. Just the firepower of the dwarves, just watching them like absolutely blow the shit out of orcs is pretty cool. Krellin said, I haven't played the dwarves much. I'm not a fan of a lot of the legendary lord models. I really like Ironside, but his 50% upkeep hurts. Yeah, it does. But the ancestors are really powerful. Yeah, the White Dwarfs are probably the most powerful dwarf start, I guess. Like the easiest one with the most powerful buffs. But yeah, so we can just loot this again. Don't need to worry about. Oh, actually, yeah, like I said, we'll just fight this battle just so we can get free heals on Volkmar. You can't heal like models that aren't there, like how our knights are half dead and everything. We can't heal them above where they are currently with healing. Vampire counts can do it with their raised dead style healing, but we can't. But with single unit models like Volkmar, we can actually heal him up. So basically, we get free regen while fighting the battle, which is pretty cool. Where are they? I imagine they're over there somewhere. Alright. We'll just make sure you guys don't get shot or anything. Yeah, so this pool fills up to 30, and once it gets up to 30, it can't fill up anymore. And this this pool is your power reserve. And see how it says that we're going to get one power every 6 seconds. Once I cast a spell, that power reserve goes down by whatever the cost of the spell was, and then once this bar's lower, the recharge rate becomes slower. Yeah, so now it's only 1 power every 7 seconds because the bar's down to 59. And when I cast another spell, that bar will go down like to 53 or whatever, and then the recharge rate will slow down as well. So yeah, it's that's just kind of how it works. So yeah, we totally stuffed up our battle line here. We were supposed to be shooting at them and softening them up this whole time. But, you know, whatever. Not sure why my things are all stuffing up there, but... But yeah, so once you want to wait till you get up to 30, so you got your most amount of regen for the cheapest price kind of thing. Well, not cheapest, but most efficient regen, basically. Get some buffs going. Yeah. Yeah, you just get all my missile troops and turn them off fire at will, so they're not shooting anymore, because we don't shoot into our own guys while we're chasing down the routers. I'm not really too worried about chasing down the routers. I'm just wasting time so I can get more heals. Not worried about efficiency anymore because we're just basically going to run down the clock and get as many heals as possible on Volkmar before the end of the battle. And that way, if we get into a battle, you know, if we get attacked by those orcs that I mentioned, at least Volkmar will have his full strength. Yeah, and once we have like 5 warrior priests in the team, we'll be able to leverage this kind of exploit even more, especially if we can get them to be a little bit tanky. And we can just heal them up at the end of every match. Warrior priests aren't the best heroes for melee. They're going to get themselves into trouble quite a bit, especially if they get isolated from the crew. But if we keep the 5 warrior priests together, particularly if they're supported by Flagellants or other infantry, then yeah, they'll be quite powerful. What do we got? White Dwarf, yeah. Then you play as Chaos and just destroy the White Dwarf. Destroy the dwarf line with cannons. Yeah, yeah. The Chaos are a funny faction because they don't have any ranged units, but well, they've got horsemen, but they don't have any long ranged units. But they've got the Hell Cannon, which is like one of the one of the most devastating artillery in the game. But especially on smaller unit sizes, but even on bigger unit sizes, it's still pretty good. And the dwarves. Although dwarves have really good artillery, but their range, they don't have as long a range as the Empire and the Chaos artillery. Absolutely love the lore of the Norskins. Yeah, the Norskins are pretty cool. I really like the flavor of the Norskins when you play them, you know. Chaos and Beastmen are the only 2 races that I've actually beat the game with. I've beat the game with Chaos. I haven't beat the game with Beastmen. Wolfprick is my hero even, yeah. I like the Troll King. I like using Siegfried and Throg together to support each other. I imagine a really fun conversation between the 2. That's cool. Yeah, so we're just sacking every turn. Now, we want to, we need to do some recruiting just to get this unit up to the 10 units. Again, I kind of want to get rid of the units. So the eventual plan for this unit is to get rid of these 2 units of archers because they're a bit crap and not very effective. Get rid of this spearman and then hire a bunch more crossbowmen. And so it'd be cheaper if I sacked that unit, and that unit right now. But if I get attacked, then we're going to be quite a lot weaker. So it's going to be 96, 96, and 96. So it's only 300 per turn. So it's only 2 turns. We're going to be wasting the money, I guess. So yeah, I guess we'll just leave them in there. It's the extra security because we're on legendary, so there's no reloading or anything. Actually, no, we don't need. We've got the basic Earthblood. That's good enough for now. Now we'll just get our looting going on. We want more. We need to get more magic items because we're gonna have so many heroes, and we're gonna need to give them lots of gear. So we're gonna try and get as many. I don't know. I guess Iron Disciplinarian, maybe Fervent. They all seem quite appropriate for Volkmar. This one, Untainted. Yeah, I guess Untainted is kind of like the most roleplay thing for Volkmar. Iron Disciplinarian is probably the most useful. But I plan to make Volkmar a bit of a crusader, so he's going to be attacking the enemy more than staying at home and trying to keep public order in play. Excuse me, sorry. Yep, we can go into defensive stance, so we get a bit of extra heals. And we'll level up this, so we get a bit more money. Actually, another thing I like to do is get a noble leader, if we can find one. No. There's a trait called Noble that gives you like minus 25%, I think it is, to your build speed. Kind of want this. Just trying to think if I want any of these guys. No, not really. Well, we could hire them, and then that will mean that new ones will spawn. But it's quite expensive. It's like 800 per hire, and we just can't really afford it. So we're gonna have to wait. I think it takes about. I'm not too sure actually. It might be like. Yeah, actually, no, I've got no idea. I was going to say 8 turns, and then I was going to say 15 turns, and then I realized I just have no idea. But there's a certain amount of turns that this will cycle, and we'll get a new guy. Will replace this guy. Actually, I think I did know how many turns it was, but I can't remember now. No, I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, given enough time, they'll replace them. But if we just hire them and sack them, then they'll replace them faster. We're not going to upgrade Grumberg. We're going to save the growth to upgrade Altdorf. We'll just do it quick diplomacy, but there's nothing we can really do in diplomacy, I don't think. Yeah, Middenheim we would like to get on our team, but it's just never really going to happen because they've got this distrust that spawned on everybody pretty much. These guys are defensive. It's not really that great. We need them to be at war with somebody. Another thing we could potentially do is farm the Skarsnik. If we pick our moment right, we're not quite strong enough, I don't think, at the moment, but if we pick our moment right, we can gank Skarsnik's army or take out his home base or both. That's another option too that you can do, is like farm Skarsnik's base, but it doesn't last very long. One of the other factions will usually come and take it over. Whereas if you're farming these secessionists, like the AI seems to leave them alive for quite a while. They don't, like, even though the secessionists are now super weak, and any faction could be really attractive option for them to kill them. Yeah, no one seems to take them out for quite a while a lot of the time.
Approach and make your offer. No.
So if we get we really want to start getting good relations with some of these guys. We'll try and drop this. We've got a non-aggression with Sylvania to start off with, but we'll try and drop that on turn 10, which is the earliest we can do it without losing reputation.
So, yes. Thou darest. Sigma's will. Yes.
Yeah, we also got Isabella alive over there, so we could try to farm her for her regen trait, which is pretty cool, especially on Volkmar, because Volkmar's got his own item-based regen, which is a different ability, regen ability to the one that that Isabella gives you. So if you put them together, then you get like extra fast regen. Krillin said Disciplined is a great skill. Yeah, Disciplined is definitely a great skill, and that's definitely one I look out for. But I'm not sure if I like Huntsman Generals that much. And also with Empire, melee isn't really where they shine. Like melee isn't where my killing power comes from. Really, your killing power comes from your artillery and your ranged units. So, I mean, excuse me. If I do when I get the Warrior Priest, Warrior Priest, Space Marine Chaplain army going, if I had like 5 Warrior Priests with Disciplined, and I had a General with Disciplined as well, so they had plus 12 to their melee attack, and plus 12 leadership to the whole army, that would be quite powerful. But I don't know if it really would even still take too much difference. Even with the Warrior Priest army, I think most of the damage is going to be done by artillery and magic. But yeah, so there's another one that you can get for Empire, which we don't have here. Yeah, there's another one you can get that gives plus 4 leadership to all units in the army, and I kind of think that one's actually even more powerful for Empire, because you want that line to hold. If you're using if you're using normal state troop infantry, doesn't matter so much for us because we're probably going to use a lot of Flagellants that are fearless. But if you don't use Flagellants, then your line can break, and then your artillery and your range units are at the enemy's mercy. Clan Spittle encountered. Ah, there we go. I don't know if you guys caught that, but just up here we saw a flash of movement. The Skull Smashers just moved into the province. So yeah, so we're going to have to fight them very soon. Now this is a bit risky because we might need that 1,000. We might need 1,000 prestige to be able to do an action, but we've got this opportunity to get +1 authority. As soon as we can get +3 authority, which we'll have 2 after this, then we start kind of gaining more. Well, we've got the ability to confederate with the other factions. So we kind of want to get to +3 as soon as possible. But for safety's sake, you should always try and keep at least 1,000. And we haven't got that, so yeah, we're going to get some back from doing this combat, but still, it's a bit dangerous. Speaking of the old world, Kislev is pretty damn badass. Polar Bear Cavalry for the win, indeed. Kislev are awesome. All of Warhammer's awesome, really, but yeah, Kislev are particularly awesome.
Purge the heretics.
Okay, yeah, we can just take these guys out. Shouldn't take too much damage. No, that should be all fixed by the over the end turn.
Sigmar is with us.
Okay, so we'll get some more scouting. Well, actually, we're about to fight a battle, aren't we? So we might need to get more Earthbloods. And Volkmar, he's Heretic Hunter. So yeah, very soon we're going to be able to hire some warrior priests, which would be good. Oh, what happened to this? I thought I did that last turn. Must have cancelled it or something. That sucks. Oh well. 2 more turns and then we'll be able to upgrade. So yeah, so I kind of want to find out what's going on with these orcs over here. So if we move to 50%, what's this? Why is this not? Maybe we need to just move out before it'll start displaying.
I am gone. The trees tell me much.
What's going on with his movement? It won't tell me how far his movement is. That's crap. I don't know if we're going to get enough movement to be able to see anything.
Going forth.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to get anything anyway. Alright, well,
Sigmar is praised. I
we'll
will
just stay
cast
here
out
and we'll just
all
hire another 3 of these boys. Yeah, the orcs are quite heavy on their infantry, so we're going to need a lot of front line. So yeah, it's
the righteous
okay. So this is what I mean. Every time you join the army, you've got that's kind of a successful agent action, and that triggers the chance of getting different followers and stuff. So yeah, so we just got this one. It gives extra assassination success chance, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's a good idea to move them in and out a little bit here and there. Yeah, we're just going to wait for the turn. And we're going to have to fight a big battle with orcs pretty soon, I think. It'd be really great if we could just dodge this orc battle somehow, if they could just get wrecked by somebody else. Avalon's been destroyed. Okay. So that's actually kind of good if Avalon's destroyed, because that way we can conquer Avalon and then give it back to... Oh, I didn't see... Oh, they're right there. Crazy. Okay. I was going to say I didn't see where the orcs went. But yeah, I see them now. So their ambush failed. Yeah, so we've got a 20 stack and they've got a 20 stack. I'd like to think I'm going to be a better general than the enemy, but orcs are they're just pretty tough, you know, they've got a lot of HP.
blessings of Sigmar upon you.
They don't have very good morale though. Even though they're buffed a bit.
Volkmar the Grim.
I thought they got more of a buff than that. Maybe it's not displaying their legendary buff. Don't know. Anyway, yeah, we should be able to break their morale, hopefully. So basically the question is, do we attack them first, or do we attack the town first, get another level? That could be good.
Sigmar has heard my prayer.
I think we'll do that.
Cleanse the filth.
Hopefully we don't take too many casualties. Yeah, I may have lost a couple of guys. Wasn't too bad. I could have fought the battle and healed ourselves and everything, but it's like, yeah, don't want to make it too tiresome. We're going to have a big battle in a second.
In his name.
Alright, doesn't look like we got any levels up anyway, so we've got a bit of a buff there to our leadership. Yeah, so it's basically like, yeah, we kind of have to attack these guys, otherwise they're going to attack us. Kislev, yeah, and they get to fight Chaos all the time. The only thing that could suck as Kislev is if Chaos gets a strong buff, being their first target could be really bad. Yeah, but they can also, with single player, they can also change it depending on which faction you play. So, like if you play as Grom, for example, then you start in oh, maybe you always start there. Wait up. Yeah, I'm confused. If you start as Grom, then you start off in Retonia. But if you start as... Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm saying there. But depending on... Yeah, there's some starting locations that like will you'll start at different places, and the enemies will start in different places depending on who you start as. So they could always, yeah, tailor that. Like, even if Chaos gets a buff, like, they can make it so if you start as Kislev, then it's a bit more balanced, you know?
Blessings of Sigmar upon
Always better to be the attacker. Yes, it is always better to be the attacker. I'm in the same situation I was in before. I know it's going to be a big battle. I'm, like, nervous about controlling lots of troops at the same time. But, you know... Guess we got to put our big boy pants on.
I will cleanse them.
Yeah, so it says we got a little bit of a disadvantage. yeah, I feel like it's just going to be all about just systematically trying to route these units of orcs one at a time, and if we can send our cav around to mess up their goblin archers, that'll be good. But it's going to be hard to get the it's going to be hard to control those goblin archers. I think we'll see how we go. How are we going for the stream? Probably go for another, I don't know, hour and a half, I guess. Play till about 5. Oh, hour and a quarter. Play till about 5, and then I'll try and get some more sleep before work. Yeah, I haven't made a video today, which is a bit bad, but I might make a little video about this campaign afterwards if you guys like it. Septimus gets fight curse all the time. No, yeah, Septimus said he was talking about the law. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they get to get wrecked by chaos all the time, which is pretty cool. Cool romantic Kislevite thing. You know, the grim Kislevite humor, or not grim, but you know, whatever. I tend to like to set up on this side of this map, but especially when I got artillery. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this side's better. Yeah, I think this side's might be better actually, because we need the trees give you like a 20 or 30% debuff to range damage if you're taking cover in trees, and since most of our damage is going to come from ranged, we really don't want that to be happening. Excuse me. So yeah, so if we set up across here, do a bit of corner camping for the win, and then we'll try and funnel them in. Yeah, we should. This should be pretty good. This should work out pretty well, I think. Yeah, we'll just put them in a group. We'll tank on the sides of these guys. We'll tank in the center with Volkmar, and we'll have some reserves. Yeah, I'm a bit nervous, but it's getting hard to keep track of everything. Yeah, I like Kislev lore-wise, but depending on how they implement in the game, it could be a trying campaign, because when the invasion starts, all the Chaos armies are really close to each other. Challenges are always fun. Well, when Game 3 comes out, like the whole map is going to change, Carolyn, I'm pretty sure, because it won't be the current Mortal Empires anymore. It'll be the new Mortal Empires map with all three of the sections put together. So everything will be like moved around slightly. All of the provinces will be slightly changed and stuff like that. I would guess anyway. I mean, we don't know, but I would assume that's what's going to happen. Is that a Knight of the Blazing Sun? It looks like Knight of the Blazing Sun armor, doesn't it? What's going on there? Oh, they are Knights of the Blazing Sun. So I was confused. I was just thinking of the Reichsguard. Yeah, anyway, whatever. Yeah, so they are Knights of the Blazing Sun. That's why they've got the Knights of the Blazing Sun 3D porthole. I thought I had 2D portholes on as well. I might just change that, because I think I think it slows down the game a little bit when you have 2D, 3D portals on. Yeah, so what I was going to say, what I was saying, Caroline, is that the Chaos Invasion is not going to be how it is now. It'll be totally different, I imagine. Yeah, I mean, as I said, we don't know for sure, but I would highly guess that the Chaos Invasion is going to be removed and there's going to be something completely different instead of it. Yeah, I hope that we're going to have. I hope that what's going to happen is that we're going to have 4 different Chaos Gods, and they're all going to be rivals for each other. You know, they're going to be fighting each other as well as, you know, fighting everybody else, and that's going to be the thing that's going to sort of make it not so overpowered. And then obviously if you're playing as Chaos, then your challenge is to try to like reunite all of the factions or something, maybe under Undivided banner, maybe, or whatever, or maybe just kill them all if you're, you know, depending on which faction you start as. But yeah, so if you play as Chaos, you'll have like this, probably have this kind of like trying to form the Undivided thing if you play as Archean, whereas if you play as you know, Kislev, then all the factions will probably be divided and you won't have to worry about it unless they, you know, unless later on in the game it'll start or whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's the other thing too. They'll probably make some sort of like end game apocalypse type thing happen, like at turn 100 or something, like it is now. It won't be like turn 1 you'll just get smashed by Chaos, I wouldn't think. But maybe, who knows. Yeah, and maybe you're right. Maybe they are going to do an end times thing. I don't know. Do not know. I'm really not sure what to do about this map. Oops. Yeah, that's pretty much what we want. So basically the idea is going to be to try to route the orcs off the sides of the field. They're going to be defensive, aren't they? I just realized because they're... yeah, I just realized because they... because we attacked them, they're not going to charge us. So we're going to have to try to get them to come to us somehow. What's our fastest unit? This is speed 33, 33, 60. These guys are fast, but they don't have any missile. I could just like ram my knights into them, but and hope that does enough damage to trigger them to attack, but I don't think it'll work. Oh, come on. If we get a good charge on these goblins, that would be really sweet. I took a bit of damage there. Didn't take too much though. Oh, that side damage is going to be very nasty. Oh no, it's not too bad, not too bad. Alright. Okay, so hopefully if we can get enough damage on this, that will trigger the AI to charge us. We don't want to fight those guys. Let's go. Trying to pull through. Yeah, this is kind of good. So the enemy is moving up. We still haven't lost any units, which is good. I'm gonna have to charge through this woods, which is not great, but it's okay. And the other thing too is we're sort of keeping these 3 units out of the battle. So they won't be there to like, and this unit as well. So they won't be there to like in that first crush, which is good. A couple of minutes there. Okay, well yeah, we'll get some damage on them. We're about to take some range fire from the other goblins. We need to get back over there soon. Okay, those zones are broken, that's good. Yeah, I can't really afford to micro these guys anymore. So we'll have to just move them up here. Okay, so we'll probably put them like that.
Yes, sir. Quickly. Swordsman. Take the ground. Take the ground. For the Warhammer.
Behold the light of Sigmar!
Quick march.
Actually, if we could kill the leader, that would be pretty sweet.
Very well. Forward. Quick march.
Might just help us break him. Gives him a slowdown. Boom. Alright, that was nice. That was nice. Okay, this is going pretty well already now because we got that leader kill. Now we need to sort of focus our ranged on the sides to try to get him to break off one side.
We obey. Ready. We serve the Emperor. Now.
So I'm going to try and break this side so they flee off the battlefield, because as soon as they break, they'll just like instantly run off the battlefield. So it's that's the plan. Yeah, we've got to charge there, then we'll charge back onto those other ranged.
Flagellants. Attack. Yes, sir. Quickly. The ground quakes.
We're about to start taking some damage from these melee infantry, which we don't really want to do. We're trying to break these guys, but they're not going to break. If we got some ranged onto them, that would be good, but we can't really spare it right now. No, they're broken. Yeah, cool. Alright, we're good. And then we got these goblins broken as well.
Free company. Quicker. Flagellants. By Dwarfs.
Alright, good job. I think we're done. It's gonna, well, we're gonna mop up a little bit, obviously, but
Swordsman.
For Sigmar!
The war. By Volkmar.
Ready!
General. Free company. In range. By Ulrich's wrath. Free company.
boom. Alright, that was pretty nice.
We serve the Emperor.
We might try and get a bit more kills on some of these guys. Still gonna be a race. Man, I should have a go at this game again. I haven't played it in ages. Oh, that's awesome, Septimus. Like, I wish I was you and I hadn't played it in ages. I played it like a month ago, so it's a little bit fresh to me because I've had a little bit of a break, which is awesome. But yeah, the longer you can go without, the longer you can resist playing it, like the more better it's going to be when you more better. I don't know, speak English, but whatever. You know what I mean? The better it's going to be when you go back to it. That's the only thing I find. I reckon Total Warhammer is like the best game around at the moment. You know, but yeah, the only thing that lets it down is the fact that you've played it so much, you know, already. And yeah, if you're one of the people in chat that hasn't played it yet, like, I wish I was you. Like, you know, the game is awesome. It's so awesome. And the thing that makes it better is if you haven't already played it for like 4,000 hours. Yeah, we'll get some free heals on Volkmar and our lead, dude here.
Let the wind of life blow.
Yeah, we should be able to follow up hopefully and wipe them out. Legend has over 8,000 hours in this game. Yeah, he's pretty solid. Let me just see my hours. I think Angry Bane's got more. I think it was Angry Bane, or was it Great Betrayer that's actually got more hours than me as well. What have I got? I've got 3,355 hours, plus, you know, another 1,000 or whatever in Warhammer 1. So yeah, I'm a bit softcore. but yeah, I've also got, you know, thousands of hours of previous Total War games as well, as I'm sure many of you do as well. All right, so we've done that. That was pretty much done. Oh yeah, it was a while ago. Yeah, that's really cool. So then, yeah, if you've had a little break off, a little time off, then yeah, get back at it. Or you might want to wait because there's an expansion coming soon in the next like 1 to 2 months for Wood Elves. So yeah, so if you like Wood Elves, then, you know, good for you. And even if you don't like Wood Elves, you know, they always release gameplay fixes and changes and upgrades and stuff like that, and they always patch on other factions and change the gameplay for other factions as well when they release a DLC. So you know, even if you don't like Wood Elves, there'll be something in the patch for you, you know. So yeah, so if you're worried about burnout, like, you might want to wait till the Wood Elves pops, because that's going to give you the most you know, the most kind of bang for your buck in terms of burnout, because you'll be fresh and ready to go. Plus there'll be all this new stuff that will increase your enthusiasm and everything. But one reason I wanted to play this now is because yeah, because I missed it because I haven't played for ages, and or for a month. I guess it's not that long. But also I haven't ever streamed it. So I haven't played Warhammer since before I started the YouTube channel. Just before, I literally just started the YouTube channel. Like I was playing Warhammer up until the Battle Brothers expansion came out, and I started YouTubing when the Battle Brothers expansion came out. So I literally played my last game of Warhammer just before I started the YouTube channel. And yeah, like I was saying, like, one of the reasons I wanted to start the channel is because of this, like exactly what's happening right now, like being able to play my favorite game and chat with you guys about my favorite game and about Warhammer, and, like, you know what I mean? You're pretty much living the dream. What more can you want? Well, I mean, I guess if I was getting heaps of money, if I was super rich and getting heaps of cash for it like Legend, that would be pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know if that's too realistic. But just the but yeah, just, it's fun, man. It's fun playing games while you're chatting with people about the games, you know. And I really missed that. Like, when I was a kid, we used to have like hot seat play, where you'd get one of your mates would get a game on like cartridge or something, and you would go over to his house, and then you would like take turns playing the game, because you didn't have a computer or something, or vice versa, you know, or you didn't have the game or whatever, you know. Whereas nowadays, you know, it's a lot different, and plus we're all adults and we've got money and stuff. So yeah, so it's great because you've got your own games, your own computer, and the games are heaps better and all that sort of stuff. But you don't get to play with your mates as much, you know, and it's not the same. Whereas, yeah, this kind of is like a sort of like a pseudo of that feeling, you know. It's pretty cool. All right, that was the Mercy talks about his feelings period of the night. Oh yeah, I'm nowhere near burnout. Mood 2 hot seat brings back memories. MOO2. MOO2. What's MOO2? I can't remember. I don't know. Something online. Model on. I don't know. Masters of Orion, the space one. Yeah, I've like thought about playing that like heaps of times, but I just haven't actually ever like there's been heaps of times where, you know, when you've like played all of your favorite games like so much you just burn out on all of them, and you're just kind of looking through Steam trying to find something else that you could possibly play, and you're googling like best strategy games and stuff to see what other people have gotten obsessed with over the years that you might be able to delve into, because you want something that's going to be really deep and really good and not just some bullshit, you know. And yeah, so a number of times Masters of Orion's come up on one of those days, you know, but I haven't actually played it. I might have actually downloaded it, but not actually gotten into it. Yeah, Darktide's pretty cool. I'm pretty interested in that as well. What are we doing here? We're just mopping up, really. Yeah, we'll do pretty much the same formation as last time. Probably should have gambled, but that's alright. Pretty hyped about Darktide 2, but yeah, I'm probably going to do a Lizardman campaign probably. Yeah, that's cool. Lizardmen have got some pretty good stuff they could do. Legend likes to play with Stegodons. Last time I played is Pestilence. Oh, that's cool. Crocgar's my boy. Yeah, Crocgar's cool, and I really like his cheap Saurus thing. Actually, no, what I really like about Crocgar is that he starts in the corner, so you can just turtle. I love turtling in these type of games, and just like messing around with stuff, like, you know, hiring heaps of heroes and doing weird builds and stuff. I want to do a Gora campaign, but every time I go to select him, Crookguy gets in the way and I accidentally click on him. Yep. I can dig it. Crocodile's probably my favorite-ish, I guess, because he starts in the corner. I like to just turtle. But the thing I hate about that is that it takes ages to get to it takes ages to get into everything, you know. You just kind of got your own little world going on there, just with a couple of enemies, and you're not really involved in anything. But yeah, so it's got pros and cons. I really like Sotek. Because no, Prophet is what's his name? You know what I mean, the red skinked lizard guy, Prophet of Sotek guy. Yeah, he's like got the coolest mechanics, I think, and you can do the like coolest exploits and stuff with him, with his heroes and things. But he's got a really like scary start position, especially on legendary. You kind of like got enemies all around you. Plus, the one thing I hate about the lizard men as well is the movement in the forests. Like the movement's really whack in forests, and you're pretty much always in the jungle with them. Got a bit of a choice here. So we can either move here and then get the double attack, but we'll be quite depleted. But we haven't just defeated the orcs, so unless there's another orc warband, we should be able to take it. Or we could go and take the heal. But if we take the heal, we can't hire anyone anyway. So
Sigmar be praised.
yeah, we'll get the cheaper Earthblood. I think we'll go over here and we'll come back and go for a heal next turn, maybe. That might be good.
Sigmar has shown us the path. Sigmar
So hopefully we don't get ganked this turn. We're not going to get any healing this turn from these guys, so I might just
my knowledge is yours.
take this opportunity to consolidate a little bit. Actually, yeah, we're just going to take a risk and just hope that we don't get ganked over the end turn, basically. Because if we do, we'll get wiped out because we're in forced march as well. So yeah, it's pretty dangerous, but just from memory, I don't think there's going to be any enemies that can gank us next turn, so hopefully we should be able to get away with it. 1 turn to population bonus, surplus, sorry. Still can't hire anyone that's any use to us. Let's check on our... oh yeah, actually that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. We could use our points to try and get relation, but we really need to get that 1,000. You're gonna have a minimum of 1,000 in the bank all the time in case like an event happens or something. Holy crap, what happened? Why did we lose all of our... I don't know. Does anyone know why we lost? Sorry, I seem to be having a bit of problem with the stream, guys. So I'll just see if I can do anything about it. Oh no, seems good now. Yeah, seems fine. Okay. Yeah. So, what did I do? I did something. Oh, it's maybe because Avalon got destroyed. That might have been why. I think maybe when, well, I think if you destroy an enemy faction, an Empire faction, I think you lose Imperial authority. But yeah, I think maybe because Avalon got destroyed, we lost 2 Imperial authority. So that's really sucky. But you know, it is our Empire. We're supposed to defend it. Krillin said, if you read the descriptions of Lizman, Krotgar gets sent over by Mazda Mundi. Every time I play, Mazda declares war on me. Mazda declares war on Krotgar. That's weird. Does Mazdamundi even have like diplomatic contact with Krogar at the start? Or are you saying like later, like way later in the campaign when you finally make it over to Mazdamundi? So yeah, I like to sort of do roleplay stuff with that sometimes, like because if you meet somebody late in the campaign, I assume that's what you're talking about. I didn't think that they had diplomatic knowledge of each other at the start, but I might be wrong. Yeah, later in the game. Yeah, if you meet someone later in the game, you're always going to have like minus 100 great power penalty or whatever it is, plus whatever else is going on during the game. So yeah, the only way to really avoid that is if you send like a spy over there or something. Like if you send one of your agents through the water so they don't get assassinated, and just waste that agent for like 20 turns to get them over to Mazdamundi and meet him early, and then you can just start building up your relations early on, because you can just declare war on all of his enemies and they can't get to you, so what do you care? And do various things like that to get alliances and start building up the relation early, and that way by the time you get over there you'll be buddies. And yeah, I quite often do that kind of stuff, just because of roleplay reasons. Like if you play as vampire counts, I quite often will send a spy over to meet up with the Red Duke and stuff, to start building relations with them. Although I've found recently, if you just assimilate, I usually play as Von Carstein, and then if you just confederate with the vampire counts, then you get that automatically. You get diplomatic knowledge of those guys automatically, so you don't need to send it over there. But yeah. Tyrion and Illyria are the first the same way. She's her personal guard and she declares war more often than not. Yeah, if you leave it up to the AI, then yeah, whatever happens. But if you're playing, you can usually manipulate it a little bit. Actually, I don't know. I don't have played Tyrion, come to think of it. Yeah, I never actually. Yeah, I kind of think about it. I never really played Tyrion since since like when Game 2 first came out. I pretty much always play Alathanar. So yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it is hard to avoid war with them. But I would have thought you could just use your influence to make her love you if you really wanted to. That's one of the good things. That's one of the reasons why High Elves are my favorite faction, because any kind of roleplay idea that you've got, like they're so powerful. They've got so many options that you can basically manipulate the game in kind of any way that you want. If you want to play like a pacifist campaign where you don't fight anyone or something, like it's probably going to be pretty hard. But if anyone's got a chance of doing it, it'll be the High Elves. With their influence mechanic. If you want to have like a hero only campaign where you just fight with only heroes or something, then Eltharion campaign with his like plus really powerful bonuses that he gets for heroes when they get to level 15 will be the best way to go. If you want to play if you want to ally with a certain faction, like if you want to have a certain like if you want to like keep all of the Isle of Uthlawan as allies, like keep all of the High Elves alive and try to like make them all be friends and stuff, like yeah, you can do that. You just pay lots of influence to make everyone be friends with everybody. You can pretty much do anything that you want to do in the game, you can do with High Elves. Like if you want to play like a raiding faction that kind of goes around just being like a horde, then you can kind of do that with High Elves as well. You can just pretty much control Lothern and like nothing else, and just not like nothing else, but you can just control like Uthlawan and like not expand out past that, and then just go around like raiding and stuff with your crazy economy. Yeah, you can kind of do everything. I'm trying to figure out why Tomb Kings love me if I play Tyrion. They like me more than anyone else in the game when the game starts. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be something to do with the way that all the enemies interplay, like with who his enemies are and stuff like that, I guess. Actually, no. I think it's because Tomb Kings get so much advantage out of trade. I think that might be why it is. Because yeah, Tomb Kings always love me as well. I find they always want to get alliances with you and stuff. And yeah, I think that's because you've got a trade route to them, don't you? Maybe that's, I don't know, maybe that's not the reason. But yeah, because if you think about it, if you're playing as Tomb Kings, like you're really starved for money. You can't really get money anyway easily. So yeah, trade's really kind of powerful for them. There's no trade route to them. Don't know. Maybe they hope that there's going to be a trade route to them, and that's why they do it. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just hard-coded to them to like him or something. But yeah, I think I found that as well. I don't know if I've been necessarily friendly with them every match, but yeah, I think most of the time I find a pretty easy time to do diplomacy with them. Alright, so what are we doing? We're just ending turn. Probably could have done that while I was talking for the last half an hour. What are we up to? 4:20? Yeah, I'm going to play for another 40 minutes, and then I'm going to be good and go to bed early and work hard tomorrow at my job. That actually pays me. Yeah, we're gonna do nothing. I completely forgot about public order. So I'm lucky that we haven't actually got a rebellion yet. Yeah, I'd actually just completely forgotten about the possibility of them, possibility of having a rebellion. We probably should really fight this one, just because that red bar's a little bit too fat. We're gonna lose some guys. It should be pretty fast though. I avoid getting trade with Tomb Kings and the Dread Fleets, as every time it causes all the elves to go to war with me. Okay. That's interesting. I hadn't actually noticed that, but yeah, that might have been happening to me as well. Yeah, I never ally with the Dread Fleet or do anything with the Dread Fleet because I always want to kill them at some point. But I usually don't declare war on them either. I kind of let them. Well, you know, you plan it out. Like you try and get them to like mess with your enemies. The dragon dudes, dragon. Yeah. Anyway, those guys, the dragon guys, they yeah, the Dread Fleet usually messes with them, and if they don't mess with them enough, then they usually declare war on me. Well, they can declare war on you quite often. So that's kind of a good reason to not like take out the Dread Fleet earlier, I reckon, sometimes. Yeah, I mean, the idea of this is not to take more casualties than we would have taken in auto resolve, obviously. We'll get another heal on the knights. So hopefully we can tank those arrows. Oops. Did I just smash my own knights?
Go!
I think I did.
Attack us all! For glory!
Oh no, get out of there, knights. Lee.
Free company!
Yeah, the knights are pretty much getting wrecked.
No lingering!
Cool.
Take the ground!
Calidor, yeah, thanks. Trillium, yeah. Dragon dudes, aka Calidor. I'm actually kind of really enjoying playing this Warhammer. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably like not the best in terms of the channel though. You know, I think people kind of aren't really looking for Warhammer when they come to check out the stream. But yeah, I just don't, yeah, I don't know. Have you ever played as Imric? Starting next session seems like a bad time all around. Yeah, no, I've played a few games as Imric. Yeah, no, basically what I do with Imric is I get I power level him as quickly as possible to unlock the skill that gives you the nobles, and then I you know, hire and fire nobles until I get the one that gives you the cost reduction, the 15% cost reduction. Prudent, is it? Or I can't remember now. Yeah, and as soon as you get one of them, it makes a huge difference. But as soon as you get like a couple of them, like it starts to really kick off. And he gets a couple of other buffs to cost reduction, especially for dragons. And if you hold that starting territory, you know, you can get buffs to dragons. But usually I don't try and hold the starting territory. What I do is just build up a full stack and then quickly nip across the pond to Malice's starting point and just nuke Malice, take him out, and then you can take over those 3 islands over there, and then just use that as your base, just sort of play defensively, and then Snickich and the orcs generally run into each other and start fighting, and you can even become friends with Snickich sometimes if you want, or you can just wait till the orcs like wreck them a bit and then backdoor the Eshin, or whatever, you know. Obviously, there's a lot of luck involved in that, and you know, you might have to restart a couple of times to get it to work. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do with Imric. And then once you've got the cost reduction down low enough, you can just build the most ridiculous stack of dragons and whatever with him, and then just go around smashing everything. And then you start building some maidens stacks to follow him around and occupy stuff that he takes over. Once you get enough money. That's my thing. But yeah, Eshin are crazy. You definitely need to have some sort of elite strategy to deal with Eshin. Otherwise, you have like 5 stacks of Eshin rocking up on like turn 5 or something. Yeah, that's why a few times I've done it. I've just abandoned that starting province, then go and taken out Malice, build up that Malice's area, and just defend it against a couple of minor invasions from Eshin, and then go back and try and retake your starting position, or go up and backdoor Eshin, like take out Eshin's starting position and kind of work your way across from the right hand side of the map. But yeah, that kind of relies on the orcs and Eshin like getting into it. All right, so we've got lightning strike. I don't think there's really that much need to go up here anymore. Yeah, head on is not really that needed. Ambush defense chance is kind of good against, especially against Skaven. We're mainly going to be fighting, I guess, chaos and vampires and stuff. So we maybe don't need that too much. We want to get this kind of stuff going on, the spells. We also want to get the Flagellants up to speed. Yeah, I want to get some holy powers happening. Yeah, starting a station is pretty bad. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think like when Legend does it, I can't really remember now. I think he just defeats Eshin with his mad skills somehow. He takes on 2 of their armies at once and defeats it and stuff. But yeah, I basically just run away from Eshin until they're weak, and then I come back and kill them. That's pretty much my strategy. But yeah, so now because we started off right next to that one, we're going to get a double sacking. We can sack this one as well on the same turn. So this is where the XP starts to really roll in. We can also do lightning strike for a bit of extra battle advantage. Doesn't make any difference, but it looks to it. That's okay. And yeah, we don't really care too much about the extra damage that we're going to take. Sack. So we got a bit more XP again.
Sigma, grant me strength.
So we still can't recruit. This is annoying. What we could do is just what we could do is just hire another general and just recruit with them for a couple of turns.
Never yield.
Yeah, we might do that.
I will cast out all evil. Moving out.
So we'll just we'll do another double next turn just to try and max out our XP. We're probably going to get ganked at some point and just just lose this army completely. But yeah, that's okay. The closer we get to being able to build our first our wizard place, it's like as soon as we get to rank 3, we can hire wizards. So then it doesn't really matter if we lose this army because we can just replace everything. And yeah, now we don't need this anymore. What can we get here? We could build a tap room, and then we'll be able to get a tavern, and then we can recruit a witch hunter, and then we can get rid of the tavern again. It's a bit expensive, but at least that'll give us a witch hunter early. Same thing with artillery. We could quickly build some artillery, get a couple of mortars, and then trash it again. That'll just give us the ability to 1-turn siege, which is really powerful. And also having 3 or 4 mortars is pretty good in the early game against low armor enemies. Alright, so it's going to be a colossal waste of cash, but which of these is closest, do you reckon? I don't know, I think probably Outdorf, I guess. So yeah, can we rehire our guy again? When does he come back? 1 turn. Alright, we'll wait 1 more turn before we hire them, because the longer we wait, the less we have to pay upkeep. But yeah, Imric's cool. Yeah, Imric's really cool. It's just a totally different gameplay style, because of that. You just got this mad stack of dragons, and it's sort of a real sort of hero kind of stack, with lots of abilities, and because all your dragons have got their flame breath, plus Imric's got a bunch of different abilities, plus you've got the nobles, plus you've got I've probably got a mage in there, maybe a fire mage, so they can bring on a dragon as well, and I really don't want to spend 1,000 prestige. I don't really want to spend the 2,000 gold either, but I would like to get some more fealty with Austin Mark. Yeah, I'll send this. I don't actually want them to win the battle though, I don't think. I think I'd rather they lose the battle, though I can go back and take it back for them. Like I can be the hero later on. And yeah, and if this general dies, that would actually be good as well. And in fact, it might even be good to go into the battle and then intentionally lose so we can get this guy killed. Oh, actually, yeah, I'm not going to screw around. We'll just let it go. That's good, yeah, so we got him killed. And we got a defeat. But we still got the +1, we're a +1 rep with them. And if we go over there later on and conquer that back and give it back to them again, then we'll get another +1, what do you call it?
Yes.
Fealty with them, which means they're closer to joining us. Yeah, so we haven't really made any progress on the fealty yet. Holy crap. My Castellan's taken all this area. We might have to fight vampires a bit earlier than we thought. Because every time they take out another faction, we're going to lose to Imperial authority, which we can't really afford to lose anymore.
No. Orders.
Okay, so what's this? 89. Okay, so now we're going to need... That's all right. We're going to need to hire the other...
Sigmar's will.
Is this going to give us any... No. The lightning strike's supposed to lower their morale slightly, but doesn't seem to be doing much. Okay, so we're going to need Volkmar to fight this revolution in a second anyway.
Praise Sigmar.
So we might just hang around here and recruit ourselves.
Setting forth.
How much morale? Yeah, so that's enough. If we get rid of... We'll get rid of some of these guys just to make sure that so I've got some buffs here that are giving pluses to public order. Plus Volkmar's just automatically got some buffs to public order anyway. But that'll just reduce the amount, so it won't be getting so much of a buff. So now we're getting -5, so it'll be closer to rebelling. So yeah, so next turn we'll just get a bit closer to there and deal with that rebellion. We want to boost income's not really that much of a big deal because we don't spend that much time in the actual province.
Sigmar has shown us the path.
But yeah, so we'll go in here and we'll hire another 3 crossbowmen, and we could probably lose these 2 bowmen now.
Blessings of Sigmar upon you.
And yeah, we'll keep the swordsman for now, in case we need some sacrificial lambs.
My lord, a rival power desires a change in your mutual relations.
Yeah, and I don't want to sign any diplomacy with Skarsnik. I find it quite hard to do really unlawful diplomatic actions in this game as well, even though sometimes it's useful. I'm not saying I would never do it, but yeah, I definitely have a tendency to shy away from it. Migration, yes, welcome. 98 more informer, so that's good. So now that's going to rebel next turn, so we don't need to stay out of the province. So that's cool. So we'll just quickly do another auto resolve here, get a little bit more XP.
the heretics.
And then,
Volkmar the grim.
yeah, we're going to get a
The instrument
revolt
of
here
Sigmar's will.
next turn. Move down here. We need to start thinking about a sieging army. So we want a lot of crossbowmen for that, I guess. How much time we got left? No, I'm only going to do it in 20 minutes, so yeah, we'll probably just fight this rebellion and then that'll be it for tonight. Magical reserves or anything? Yeah, it doesn't need anything. Because you always, Earthblood's most efficient when you just cast it at normal power without powering it up. So you don't really need to have the reduced chance of backfire. This is pretty cool. This is what I'm talking about, this Shield of Faith. So these stack up. So you have like 5 warrior priests and they can all cast them at once to give you like 100% damage reduction. Units that have got a lot of units that have already got like physical resistance or magical resistance and stuff like that, you know, they just get even more powerful with that kind of thing. So yeah, we really need more front line, but yeah, we do really need more front line. We've got a crap load of archers. Yeah, maybe we'll get a couple of spearmen. I'll probably end up disbanding them later on, but it's fine.
Defender of the faith.
No, I'll just buy one for now. Oh yeah, here we go. So this is a good opportunity we've got here. So this Carroburg has been taken out by these leaf guys. What are they called? I don't know, whatever. And so is Weismund. So basically what we can do is we can go up and take Carroburg back, give it back to Midland. That'll give us +1, and then go and take Wiseman, give that back to Midland, and give us another +1. So we'll get +2 fealty with them just from taking over those things and kind of giving it back. So that's it's quite a good way of going about things. And like I said, we've got Altdorf kind of here being pretty impregnable, so we don't need to really worry too much about defending it. Having said that, you know, I'll probably get it taken off me now. But yeah, anyway, so we just want to end turn. Yeah, we want the rebellion to happen, that's fine. There's nothing going on with diplomacy, as usual. No, we don't want to be friends with Marienburg because they're going to be at war with Bretonnia, and Bretonnia is our friend. We don't want to mess up that relationship. We'd like to get an aggression with Auckland, but yeah, it's pretty hard to get that sort of stuff.
What? Surely an agreement will be reached. But never.
Yeah, that's never going to happen. Yeah, the Golden Order, we could really... There we go. We can get some more money out of them as well.
I will not.
Alright, we can't get that much money out of them, obviously. Sometimes you get a bit of increments, you know, you can do like 500, get that, whereas they wouldn't agree to 600. But yeah, so you want to get as many sort of non-aggression pacts and military access with all the Empire factions as you can, because that kind of buffs up their treaties with buff, and that keeps going up over time as well. So the earlier you can get them, the quicker they start to kind of stack up. Flame mages are good at sieges, so are Heavens mages. Yeah, that's true. Kazrak will spawn next to Altdorf now. Kazrak will spawn next to Altdorf now because why? Oh, because I'm gonna not defend Altdorf. Yeah, of course, Murphy's Law. Yeah, so we got this rebellion. Sometimes the rebellions spawn with artillery as well, and you can loot them, but it's only a very small chance. Actually, it's getting pretty late, so maybe I should stop before this battle. Otherwise, it's going to go on a bit long. Got to get some sleep. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think Altdorf's pretty good to be left undefended. Or at least it's easy to defend as well. Like if you have to run back, you know, it can generally hold out and siege for a couple of turns or whatever, you know. It's definitely much more easily defended than trying to hold these satellite provinces. They're just going to get taken like instantly and stuff, you know. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, it's not like impregnable, but yeah, once you get it to rank 4, especially, it starts becoming pretty tanky. And you can by the time you get to that stage as well, you can pop a leader out and hire a bunch of regiments of renown to buff them if you need to last minute, you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, but yeah, I was thinking I might actually stop it there, guys, because yeah, I don't want to get into a big battle right now because I'm getting a bit tired and stuff. Actually, it's not a very big battle, is it? No, that's all right. We'll save the battle for next time anyway. Give us some action to get into right at the start of the stream. But yeah, so I don't know if I should continue this tomorrow or if I should do some more Necromunda. I'm thinking maybe I should do some more Necromunda tomorrow because the PS4 patch just came out and you know, that there's probably a bit more interest in the game because of that. I'll give it another try. We'll maybe do another aspirants or something. But yeah, if it bugs out and I lose all my progress again, then you know, it might be back to Warhammer again for another session, or I might have to do some more of something else. Let's see how we go.
My knowledge is yours.
But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the Warhammer stream. Yeah, it looks like everybody else didn't, unfortunately. So normally we have about 20 people watching the stream. But we only had about 5 today for most of the time. So I guess the people have spoken and they don't want to see Warhammer right now. Yeah, we'll definitely be playing some more Warhammer. There's gonna be a lot of Warhammer in the future of this channel. It's just a matter of like when's the right time to do it, I guess, when the most interest is and stuff. But yeah, so you know, hope you guys enjoyed that. Unfortunately, we didn't get to the whole point of it, which was to get the chaplains happening, get the warrior priests. But that's very soon now. We're just about to get to rank 3 in Altdorf. Then we can build a temple, get like three warrior priests popped out straight away, and then it's going to be you know, Space Marine Chaplain Central around here. So yeah, maybe we'll do that again in a couple of days. All right, guys. Well, you guys have a good night. I'm going to go and get some sleep before work, and I'll catch you all tomorrow or next time. See you guys.